2. All right. Thank you, everybody, for waiting patiently for the second episode ever of Mindless Bullshit. The first one on my stream featuring me, Jesse Milestone, Mindless Entertainment, and...
I thought you were going to introduce me.
Oh, fuck, damn it. My sound thing was... No. Do you want me to introduce you? They can't see you. So, and Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters is also here, I guess.
I'm here. Okay, there I am. So, what's up, everybody?
Yep. So we have a okay. Excited cup words. We have a super chat already, which means we got to tell everyone we're doing the Mindless Entertainment drinking game. Y'all know how to play this. You send a super chat. We drink in proportion to the super chat. If you're drinking at home, play along. I'm drinking homemade mead by Dr. Alex from the UK, who's got an awesome channel y'all should check out. He's a patron of mine. He's a really cool dude. Jeff, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Rheingeist Knowledge. It's a nice 8.5 IPA, because at my size, you kind of need something strong to feel it.
Is that one of the ones we had in Columbus?
Maybe.
Okay. And we had some of that variety. Oh, look, my little kitten is chasing my big kitten. Anyway, I'm 50% of the reason why we're late for this stream, because I have kittens. I have 2 adorable baby kittens that you've probably seen on my other streams so far. And if you haven't, I'm going to grab them and show them to you at some point. So that, and then Jeff's the rest of the problem, because if you remember last week, he was like, I'll get my video working this week, and he didn't. So just sort that shit out. So it's partially his fault.
I mean, I'm here on camera, so I did get it sorted. I didn't lie.
Just took time. Anyway, so Dr. Coffin-Nails has sent our first super chat of the night. Bad Bond 13. Give them an inch, they'll take a kill.
Oh,
all right, let me get caught up on the chat here, see if there's any more super chats yet. There are not. Yep, yes, there are. Just kidding. Oh, God. Hunky, chunky, funky monkey. And I'm not going to sing this in the style, that annoying song that went viral. I'm going to sing in the style of the camp song that I knew as a child, because fuck the other one, which is Baby Shark Doot Doot Doot, Baby Shark Doot Doot Doot.
I feel like I should know that song, but I'm sorry.
I got really upset when someone showed it to me, because I was like, they bastardized my childhood. It's a camp song. In the version that they do, the little cartoony version they do, everyone's fine, and they run away, which is weird because they're underwater. In my version, the person gets attacked by a shark. In my friend's version, that person straight died. So, fuck this shitty little whatever version. Anyway, I also want to point out that I'm drinking out of my Battle of Endor tiki cup, which is appropriate because of today's theme.
What is today's theme, Jesse?
So today, you and I are going to be discussing which of the lesser original Star Wars films is the better, Empire or Jedi. And as you might have surmised by my drinking decorum, I will be taking the stand of Jedi.
And I have The Empire Strikes Back, because there's only 2 of us here.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Basically, I mean, both of us, our favorite film is, which, as we discussed last week, is the first one. Also, just in case you're wondering, guys, if you think that my hair is blowing mightily in a breeze, you are not imagining things. I have a fan trained on me for effects purposes, and because it's hot as balls in California right now. But just wanted to point that out, because I think it's exciting that my hair is blowing magically in the breeze. So these are the things that are important. Okay, so do you want to take the floor first, or shall I make your opening statement?
Okay, so The Empire Strikes Back is the superior of the lesser 2 Star Wars films in the original trilogy, because it actually carries a lot of weight with it. Unlike Return of the Jedi, where the ending is just slapped together very quickly, The Empire Strikes Back stands on its own as a very well-paced, solid piece of cinema. In other words, because I don't usually talk like that, the movie, it's structured better than Return of the Jedi. It's a lot more original. They do something different by giving you the big action climax set piece at the beginning, and then the rest is a much more personal, smaller film. The lightsaber duel is amazing. The acting is on point. This is Darth Vader's movie. The first film was Luke Skywalker, and it was an ensemble piece. This one, Darth Vader's the main character, and he is the best he's ever been. We have the incredible Battle of Hoth. We have some scary moments like the cave. We have a fantastic chase through an asteroid field. This movie pretty much has everything you could want from a Star Wars film. It picks up a few years after the first one. The characters have logically evolved. Everything's great, from the sets to the costumes to the special effects. I don't have any complaints with The Empire Strikes Back. I think it's a fantastic movie, and I could watch it any day of the week.
All right. So, Return of the Jedi, by contrast, the final film in the original trilogy. See, now I am going to disagree about the Empire being Empire Strikes Back being the fuller, more complete film as the center part of a trilogy, and that's one of the things with films that are made like this way trilogies always used to be. So they would put out the first one as one complete movie and be like, I don't know if we're going to make the other two, and then if they do, the second one follows a certain pattern, a certain flow. The middle piece of any trilogy is always the most action-packed, but it also picks up from a cliffhanger and drops off on a cliffhanger as well. So you don't have that you're in the middle of a journey, and so in that sense, Return of the Jedi, I think, is a more complete film. It's fun in the way it's structured because it remains a really cohesive movie, in spite of the fact that it's in a lot of ways two separate pieces. It's the final battles, which happen, and I'll get to that in a minute, and it's Han's rescue. And Han's rescue is a really fun way to introduce you into this final piece of the saga, because it actually pacing Return of the Jedi mirrors A New Hope in a really nice way, in that you have this opening where you're taking some time to sort of introduce the pieces, build them together. You know, we're really getting a better we're getting a very different sense of Lando from the character we were introduced to in Empire Strikes Back. We're finding out how he gels with the rest of the crew. We're seeing Jabba the Hutt. If you're outside the special editions, we're seeing Jabba the Hutt for the first time, who's a character that's been teased since the earlier movie. So all of that, while it still has weight, it still has gravitas. It's fulfilling because we're getting the rescue of Han, which we saw, that was the big cliffhanger we're left with at the end of Empire Strikes Back. It has peril in that, but at the same time, it's also a little bit lighter. It's a little more fun. You have your bizarre, weird aliens that are, very much mirror the cantina scene. Walking into Jabba's palace and seeing all these creatures is a nice mirror of walking into the cantina and seeing them for the first time in A New Hope. And then again, like furthering on, that was the worst, the most wretched hive of scum and villainy, the Mos Eisley spaceport. Now we move into Jabba's palace, and you're taking that to the next level. And that's where Jedi as a whole is taking all of the themes and all of the stories, all of the elements that A New Hope sets up, and really brings them to that next level. You have character arcs like with Han Solo, where you start with him in A New Hope as the out for himself rogue smuggler who doesn't give a shit about anything, comes to the end of that piece as a guy who's willing to make sacrifices for his friends. And now you're going to bring him into the bigger picture. Not only is he willing to make sacrifices for his friends, he's willing to make sacrifices for the greater good. And that extends all the way into the end of the film. And what was that?
Oh, sorry. When you say the greater good, I have to respond with the greater good.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So all the way to the end of the film, where you have the framing, this beautiful framing where Luke has started to mean something to him, enough so in The New Hope that he comes back to save his ass. And now you're coming back to the frame at the end of the film. Now he's built this relationship with Leia, right? And where he's willing to sacrifice his safety, his ability to have his bounty, etc., for Luke's life. He's willing to sacrifice his own happiness now for Leia's, because he's under the impression at this point that she and Luke have something going on. He doesn't know the brother-sister thing. So you really get the beautiful culmination of that character arc, which is, of course, my favorite, the most important one for me. You have the culmination of Luke's journey that he begins as a Jedi, and the whole point was, you will not be a Jedi until you are strong enough to face Vader. And that's actually a beautiful thing about his journey as a whole, is his strength in facing Vader has nothing to do with his actual training and ability. All the shit we see him go through in Empire, you're seeing the seeds being planted of that, right? We learn what his journey is going to be at the beginning, when Obi-Wan says, you must come with me to learn the ways of the Force if you become a Jedi Knight. He learns a little bit more about that journey in The Empire Strikes Back. He learns about his relationship with Vader and why that's so closely intertwined. And he gets to finally actualize this at the end and really discover the true meaning of being a Jedi Knight is not about how he can force choke, palace guards or fight real good with a lightsaber, but his ability to believe so strongly in the good of the Force, to believe in his father, to be so pure in the light side of the Force. After we see him flirt with the dark side at the beginning of that film too. So you have a whole journey in that film as well, where we're getting sort of practically dark side Luke, doing the Force chokes and whatnot, thinking he's so cool, walking to Jabba's palace like he owns the place, having his awesome plan go off without a hitch, and like, oh, keeping his cool the whole time, to this person who's not in control of things, who's not the strongest, most powerful man in the room, but actually has to surrender to something bigger, which is that love for his father that allows him to actualize into that. So in the story, character-driven level, it's this beautiful actualization of all the seeds that have been planted over the first 2 movies. Also, the three-way battle at the end is one of the greatestly paced moments in Star Wars. That's something like you can't say about Empire. You have moments in Empire where it's very back and forth, and it works for the film. It works for the flow of the film, but it's a very different kind of journey when you're jumping from Luke running through the swamps of Dagobah with Yoda on his back to Han avoiding asteroids in an asteroid field. It's a really different back and forth of this storyline versus that storyline. Whereas the land spaceship battle trifecta that's happening, you're cutting back. I mean, some of those beautiful cuts from an editing technical level are like, mid battle moment here to lightsabers crossed on the Death Star. And cuts like that. That cut always sticks in my mind. Cutting to the.
Are these still opening arguments? I thought we were treating this like a court case. I'm waiting for your.
That's my opening argument. What?
This is like 8 minutes long, and you missed a super chat.
Calm down. I'll get to the super chat.
I want to drink.
It's the argument. Anyway, Ryan Kendall says, great meeting you in San Diego last week, Jesse. Jeff, awesome stream with Razor the other day. Also, hashtag Team Empire. All right. Well, I thought it was great meeting you, but now we're not friends. I'll drink for that, though. This sip for Ryan. He was a really cool dude. I had a lot of fun hanging out in San Diego. I wish I could have gotten down there again, but I'm sure we'll all meet somewhere again someday soon.
Yes.
So, okay, fine. If you want the summation of the points is that we have the actualization of the character arcs that were started from the beginning. You have the incredible editing throughout the land space Death Star battle at the end, and you have the dichotomy of the 2 plots, the 2 major plot elements that bring all your characters together and that further them along into the end goal. There.
See, now I think Return of the Jedi falls apart because of a point you just made about how it mirrors A New Hope. It mirrors A New Hope almost to a fault. I mean, the big climax is another Death Star. It's like, it didn't work the first time, let's do it again, which is fine. I like the battle. I think from a technical standpoint, it's one of the best looking spaceship battles. I don't think it's paced as well as the first film. I don't think it's as impactful, because in the first film, it's all about the Death Star coming to destroy the 4th moon of Yavin. So we have a clock, we have the music, we have this countdown, and literally ends with a bang. It's perfect. With this one, they just take the elements of A New Hope and speed it up. It's like, oh, instead of destroying the Death Star with a missile, we go inside of the Death Star, which looks cool, but they recycle music from A New Hope. They have very few things that are actually new and unique to that end battle. Now, if we're going to just go back to Empire and Jedi, lightsaber-wise, the fight is nice in Return of the Jedi, but it's not as impactful because Luke learns more in The Empire Strikes Back than he does in Return of the Jedi. He basically, in the Return of the Jedi, he's able to fight through some of the dark side feelings and come out, the Jedi, but he overcomes a lot more. It's like he got to that point in The Empire Strikes Back. Luke Skywalker wouldn't have been that Luke Skywalker, this is a very obvious point, if he didn't go through the trials with Darth Vader. It's not the Jedi trials. And I feel like that lightsaber duel, from just even a technical level, it looks better. The fighting is more intense. It's close combat. It's not this big, sprawling throne room with the Emperor watching and spectating and laughing. It's, Luke actually feels like he's in danger. When we get to Return of the Jedi, it feels like, well, he has to beat Darth Vader. This is going to happen. That's just the way of the story. This one, you don't know what's going to happen because you had never seen it. It's like, is Darth Vader going to beat him? Is he going to beat Darth Vader? And he gets the hand up on Vader for just a brief second, and then boom, there goes his hand. The stakes are higher in The Empire Strikes Back. Return of the Jedi is a fine film, but if I can just move into the technical stuff, on a technical level, like the craftsmanship of The Empire Strikes Back is superior to Return of the Jedi in almost every way, and the film's older. So that just goes to show that maybe technology advanced, but the film itself,
So here's one thing we have to do. First of all, I want to read this super chat. Salvator says, Jesse has Ula, my first love. Jabba's Palace, top 3 scene. And my favorite line from all Star Wars, it's too late for me, son. However, Empire is the superior film. Tale of defeat and loss, hope and fear. Okay.
Yeah. Salvador, that's why You're awesome.
If you're gonna talk, you said technical. You got to be more specific when you say technical.
I mean like on a technical level of the effects.
Practical effects. You're talking about practical effects.
Yeah, because
okay,
I guess we should just
because if you want to talk editing, Return of the Jedi is by far the superior film.
Okay, well, I meant from like the technical effects side. So Return of the Jedi has one big problem that Lucas never fixed in any of the special editions. They relied too heavily on matte paintings. The illusion is broken in a lot of the scenes. I think Return of the Jedi, in many ways, ages the worst out of some of the old Star Wars films because they tried to do things that didn't work. So, for example, the hangar scene right before they take off for the Battle of Endor, essentially, that doesn't look good. It takes me out of the film. You know, we can talk about great effects, bad effects, but there's something about that one. It just feels fake. Empire, you know, they're out in the snow. Echo Base is a thing. All the swamp of Dagobah is a built thing. It just looks better. It's a richer environment. And even though we go from like...
There are parts of the swamps of Dagobah that aren't built. There's definitely parts, they're definitely painted backdrops in Dagobah.
No, I know they're painted backdrops, but I mean, like, it's not as like okay, fine. They're not just on a soundstage with, we're going to paint this in later. And Return of the Jedi has that. I mean, Mark Hamill was actually on a set. There are creatures and snakes and stuff. It just feels like a much richer science fiction environment. And then you go to, like, uniqueness, too. Because with Return of the Jedi, yes, you get Jabba's palace, but like you said, it mirrors the cantina scene in the first film. There's nothing like Cloud City, this idyllic space colony that has a dark secret, and it has the core and all these different levels to it. I mean, visually, Empire Strikes Back beats, you know, Return of the Jedi on every level, too.
So, Caesar John says they also didn't fix Ula's wardrobe malfunction.
That's a good one.
Drink for that. Okay, so, I never had those same issues with getting taken out of it effects wise. So that's not an issue for me. I'm not going to say that you're right or wrong on that. It's never been an issue for me specifically. I disagree with you on the point that there's nothing new in that last space battle with the Death Star. I mean, this is the first time. Previously, we've seen X-wings doing a Death Star run. We haven't seen these big ships. We haven't seen this all-out ship-on-ship space battle, having to watch the bigger ships get destroyed, and of course the iconic "it's a trap" line.
Yes, that one line alone is in The Empire Strikes Back first.
But if you want to talk about some of the great lines too, "It's too late for me, son," is definitely a top line. We were actually talking about this Anna a little bit earlier. How that's one of the most incredible moments in Return of the Jedi, and one of the things that makes it richer and connected. See, I don't see the mirroring to A New Hope as a flaw, and I do think it's very different, right? The Death Star is this new actualized weapon, this new bigger element, and after crippling that, they now have a smaller leg up on the Empire than they did before. So this last fight is a little bit different, because we have the rebels on the run. You know, in the first one, really feeling like they're hiding out from the massive might of the Empire. After they score that massive victory, they spend the rest of Empire on the run. It's just plot-wise, it's just a continuation of the end of A New Hope. It's just, we're just on the run. The rebels are on the run that whole film, rendezvousing outside somewhere in space. They're not making a stand. They're not doing anything. So in terms of the flow of the plot, I think Empire is weaker in that sense, because while there are really excellent set pieces like Cloud City, and all of the Jedi training, which is such a new and interesting thing for us to get to experience, the plot-wise, it's not nearly as tight. It pretty much just runs on. It's people running away. And that's the core plot, is people running away and Luke coming in to try to save the day and kind of fucking that up. So in terms of like the depth of plot, it reminds me actually a lot of Infinity War. This is a big issue I have with Infinity War. All of Infinity War was, we fight Thanos, we lose. We fight Thanos, we lose. We fight Thanos, we lose. We fight Thanos, we really lose. And empires, we run away from the empire. They found us. We run away from them again. They found us. We run away from them again. But it all
looked at Darth Vader. Like, Darth Vader's on the hunt the entire time. When he finally traps him at Cloud City. I mean, so here's my problem with the Return of the Jedi 2. Darth Vader's neutered in that film. I know the Emperor's supposed to be the big bad guy, but Darth Vader essentially is his lapdog, when in the other one, he just runs shit the entire film. I mean, he kills his own personnel multiple times. He talks down to Boba Fett and everyone else. One of my favorite parts for Darth Vader is when Han goes to pull his gun on him, and he just literally absorbs the blast into his hand and pulls it to him. Doesn't even, he couldn't break a sweat because he's in that suit, but you get what I'm saying. And then you have Luke finally come face to face with Vader, because in the first film, he saw Vader from a distance, and then he was chased down in his his X-wing, so they didn't really meet. But when they're finally in that same space together, it's like it's the culmination of that. It's like finally happening, and you have the silhouetted lightsaber ignitions. You have the smoke. You have the atmosphere. I mean, yes, in Return of the Jedi, it does build to the Emperor taunting Luke, but I'm just going to say it, it's so atmospheric in The Empire Strikes Back. You see, The Empire Strikes Back has its own unique identity. So much of it is like, there's Star Wars, which is an homage to old stuff, serials, Akira Kurosawa films, and then it becomes its own thing in The Empire Strikes Back. And then Return of the Jedi is just a runoff.
All right, so the super chat from Aaron C. Return of the Jedi would have been a much better movie if Lucas hadn't fallen out with Gary Kurtz. Possible. I will drink for that. Also, to disagree with you on another point, which is the quality of the lightsaber battle. The Return of the Jedi battle is by far the most technically superior lightsaber battle in the 3 films, by far and away. And there's something really beautiful about the fluidity of now you have
Fencer.
And what?
I said, okay, Fencer.
This is my area of expertise. And there's something
I'm not arguing you on that one.
Beautiful. There's something absolutely beautiful about the fluidity that's achieved there. Now we're not watching a little boy trying to prove himself anymore. So we're watching in the first one, we're watching 2 old guys fight, and that's a lot on David Prowse. But then after that, why am I blanking on his name? My favorite person, one of my favorite people ever.
Bob, what's his face?
Bob Anderson. Steps into the suit to do the actual fights as the stunt double for the next 2 films. And in Empire, you still have a little boy fighting a big monster, right? Because he doesn't know till the end of the fight that it's his father. It's a little boy fighting a big monster. And in the Return of the Jedi, you have a very different emotional dynamic of you have an actualized man now challenging the man who came before him, challenging to make his own name for himself, which is a really classic theme that exists in a lot of literature. The son standing up to his father and becoming his own person. And so that element is there because Luke is no longer the little boy struggling to find his identity. He has his identity. He is a man now. He's no longer that whiny little piece of shit we found who wanted to go to Tashi Station to pick up his power converters. He's now
Don't call Luke shit.
What?
Don't call Luke shit.
He's a whiny little shit in the beginning. I love him. I adore him. Always have. He's a whiny little shit there. And so that fight in that way is beautiful for that reason because of what it builds on. Now, to your point about Empire being a film about Darth Vader, yes, and that's where it falls apart to me in terms of its purpose towards the end. All right, if you want to, and that's something that's hard to get a handle on in the beginning because we don't start with Vader. We start with with Hoth and the Rebels and the Rebel base and the characters we know. So we're brought back into the story on their backs, into their story, into their development. We're seeing the tension build between Luke or between Han and Leia. We're seeing, Luke gets sent on this mission to go to Dagobah. So we're invested in these characters, and then we're pulled out of it because in the beginning, Vader's first appearance on Hoth is still just as the scary specter of the bad guy. It's not until we see him on his ship, murdering his admirals, etc., that it really becomes the Vader story. So it's bookended by the Rebel story, and it has the Vader story smashed in the middle. And while it's a great moment and absolutely an epic moment when they open the door and he's there and he pulls the lightsaber out of Han's or the blaster out of Han's hand, is absolutely an epic moment. But then he goes from that moment on, he's back to being the Spectre. He's back to being the scary monster looming over everybody. It's no longer his story anymore. He's no longer driving the plot anymore, with the exception of his moment with Luke, which is very personal and no longer about the overarching message of the story, because you have that happening while you have Lando and Leia and Chewie trying to go save Han before Boba Fett takes him. So you're losing some of your focus. Your focus is getting a little murkier when you're flipping. Oh, this is about the Rebels and the friends that we met in the first one. Oh no, it's about Vader, and then you're worrying about Vader, and you're worrying about Luke's journey, and you're worrying about Han and Leia's journey. And it comes back when it comes back to meet each other at Bespin, then Vader gets pushed out of the picture again. Whereas
I would disagree though, because when Luke's on the Falcon, Vader reaches out to him, and we get that moment, and we have the mirroring of Vader. Like, I don't know if it's growth or how you want to say it, but remember, the Millennium Falcon, they were told that the hyperdrive had been dismantled. They were ready to get away, and just as they're about to capture them, they hit hyperspace, and Darth Vader has this moment. And Admiral Piet looks over, and you think it's going to mirror it, and he doesn't. And he just doesn't choke it. But what I've seen him actually trying to reference is when he talks to Luke through the Force, and he calls him son and father and all that stuff. Like, it goes like, remember, Vader has to be the Spectre for Luke, because Luke Skywalker was told that an evil Jedi, Darth Vader, murdered your father. He wouldn't, like, if we're in Luke's perspective in that scene, because he's our hero of the story, he has to be that evil dark specter that killed his father. He can't You can't all of a sudden expect Luke to come into the picture and see Vader the way the audience has seen him for the last 45, 50 minutes or an hour and a half, whatever it is at that point. Like he has to remain consistent with what remember, he's the guy that killed Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's the guy that killed his father. He's the worst thing in the galaxy. I do agree that, he becomes a Spectre again, but that's not a bad thing because it's just like we open the curtain a bit, but we have to put it right back. Okay. When we get to Return of the Jedi, it's just like he's never intimidating. Like he says that line to Moff Gideon about the Emperor is not as forgiving as I am. Vader lets him get away, get on to all this other stuff. It's part of this plan that makes Vader look very ineffectual.
All right, so super from Emily Freeman. Empire had an easier job being original and game-changing because Jedi came after it. Jedi had to end it all, so mirror New Hope, and you can complicate the cast. Drink to that super chat. Alcohol on my face hole. So this is really good, by the way. Wish I could share it with you, but unfortunately you live in a stupid state, so I can't.
I know. I'll never be anywhere close to you ever again.
Never, ever, ever. Aren't you going to Vegas? Didn't you?
Oh, yeah, because Gary invited me. Yeah,
he invited me too, and it's an easy drive for me, so I think I'm going to go out.
All right, well, we'll share a beer.
That maybe. I'll give you a hard maybe on that. Depends how the stream goes.
I don't know about that. When we were hanging out in Columbus, it was very easy to share a beer.
That is true. That is true. You are easy to drink with.
Thank you.
So, all right. So, yay, that's very exciting. We'll get to drink together again soon. So that's actually a very, very good point. I want to go back to Vader, and then I do want to touch on that point that Emily made in that super chat. Which is, first of all, Return of the Jedi is not the best Vader film in terms of him being one of the most incredible badass villains of all time, but it brings it into a bigger picture, right? It brings Vader into the bigger picture of what all this is, and in some ways it has to get him to his redemption, right? Because if he is the top of the food chain, there can be no redemption. There's no sacrifice he can make that's equivalent to turning on his master. Based on the relationship that the Sith has with his master, there's no bigger sacrifice he can make than doing that. And so we're bringing it into the bigger world and the bigger ideas that actually will bring us into the richer Star Wars universe, which, for all the flaws that the prequels have, it really, really enriched and enlivened the Star Wars universe and expanded it in a big, big way. And you get hints of that. You get a lot of hints of that in Return of the Jedi, where you're introducing this relationship of the Sith. You're introducing the idea of Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker doesn't really exist until that conversation that they have going up to see the Emperor. That really brings you into this bigger world. And so while it doesn't further the idea of Vader as this great badass villain, it definitely enriches the world and enriches his character and brings a lot more depth to his character than we've ever seen before. To Emily's point, that's also a very valid point. Return of the Jedi had the much harder job. The middle part of any trilogy is the easiest by far to write.
So The Last Jedi?
Yeah, which is why it's such a travesty that Rian Johnson fucked it up so epically. Because he had everything fucking handed to him on a silver fucking platter, and he took a shit on it instead.
Let's be fair, though. When you have a shit foundation and you build upon it, it falls apart. The Force Awakens is a bad movie.
Force Awakens is a terrible movie, but you could have spent some time filling in the cracks instead of just taking a dump on it and running away.
Well, the problem is you start the very next day in the film. Like, with Empire and A New Hope and Empire, it's like, what, 2 years?
Yeah, the time lapses are so important to create the epicness that you need to fill this giant universe. And The Last Jedi feels so small. It takes this immense galaxy that we've had so much fun exploring and shrinks it so small, which is an argument, a big complaint I had about The Force Awakens too, is that it kept the galaxy very small because it was just rehashing of things we've already seen in various places. But so Return of the Jedi has the hardest task in some ways. Really, A New Hope has the hardest task because it has to be something completely new. So in some ways, it's the most hardest, but at the same time, has the most room to play because there's nothing existing before it, right? Empire has a million directions it can take the story. And all it has to do, it doesn't have to get anywhere. It doesn't have to move the plot from A to B. It has to pick up the plot at the end of A and deliver it at the beginning of B. So it doesn't actually have any responsibility to finish anything, to create anything. All it has to do is pick up whatever was handed to it from the beginning and move it along, drop it off at the beginning of the climax. Because the third movie in a trilogy is essentially the climax of the trilogy, and you have to be able to build, and that's why it's a very difficult thing to do, because the third film is in itself, if you look at the structure of screenwriting, your climax is a very small piece of your movie that happens right at the damn end. And in a trilogy, the climax really takes up a large part of that third movie. And so to be able to build a movie that paces in a way that keeps you engaged, that's not boring, that doesn't get boring because you're spending too much time setting up things that should have been set up before, and that doesn't get boring because you're just doing one whole battle the entire time, the way they did with like Harry Potter, the Deathly Hallows Part 2, just one big fucking battle the whole time. That's not interesting, you know? So it's the burden, the heavier burden is really on Return of the Jedi, to take everything that's been handed to it, build it, and pace it acceptably, bring it to a satisfying conclusion. And for me, it absolutely does that, which is why in some ways it's much more impressive.
Well, I mean, I've been holding off on using this one word, but Ewoks, that is really kind of a letdown for Star Wars.
All right, let me get through some of these before we get into Ewoks.
Read all the super chats, because there's a few.
I'm going to read the super chats. Stevie J Reviews says, Empire sets the foundation for Return of the Jedi, has the most character development for Luke and Vader. Empire is the better film for me, but love them both.
Fiverr.
And I will say, Empire does a really good job of deepening all of the characters that we've met, turning them from ideas into people. So I'll give it that. But then the actualization of those arcs, the culmination, the what does it all mean? What is their entire purpose isn't actualized until Return of the Jedi.
See, I don't think I would disagree. Well, not everything, but we both love Han Solo. I don't think he's my favorite character. I don't think he has much of an arc post the first movie.
Okay.
He just is there.
Oh, Don't you even get me started on this. Macy Van
bring it on. I want to get into it.
No, I'm going to finish the super chats first, because then I have done this rant multiple times before. Macy Van Dusen just got home from work, missed Anna's stream, just got to this one. Howdy, y'all. How is everyone? Macy, I'm doing great. I'm going to drink for that super chat. Jeff's going to drink too, because I'm making him.
Yep.
Because apparently I have a drinking problem. I just enforce it on the people around me. It's my life now. I'm doing well. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's the heat wave is over here.
It's just starting for us. So, Hope Jesse's hair. Thank you for the super chat. Drink for that super chat. It says get Jeff topless.
$1,000 in super chats. That'll happen.
All right, let's get to 1,000, guys. Let's get to 1,000.
What are we at? Like $40?
If that. Anyway, do we have anything else? Oh,
James Moore.
James Moore. Howdy, Jesse. Howdy, Jeff. Hope y'all are doing well. Howdy, James. I saw you super chatted right at the end. Well, right when I had to jump off of Anna's stream to get ready for this one. So thank you for saying that hello earlier to me over there, and hello to you over here. Welcome to the exciting debate. All right. So here we go. Han Solo's arc moving forwards from A New Hope. He has the biggest growth in, well, I don't know that's entirely true. He has the most obvious growth in A New Hope because he has a total 180 and a very abrupt 180 too, which is why some of the moments that happen later are more satisfying and go deeper, right? And I love his arc in A New Hope, and it's a very complete arc of going through somebody, because even though you don't see a gradual change, you see a 180, you see all of the moments and events that led to him having that change. So he's the stoic, I'm out for myself, I just care about getting my reward, fuck you all, I don't care about your rebellion, I don't care about your suicide mission. But at the same time, we can see the moments, the victory in the not dying in the garbage chute. You know, and that's like such a huge bonding moment for the three of them. The even little things like him going off, splitting up to distract the stormtroopers to give Luke and Leia a better chance to get back to the ship. You know, these are moments where you're starting to see these flickers of Han becoming a team player and actually caring about something outside of himself. So it's a really satisfying 180 when he goes from, I got to take off, I got to pay off these, you know, to like, screw it, I'm out of here, in a very callous way, with the one little nugget of, you know, him saying, may the force be with you, to Luke, and Luke's parting words, you know, take care of yourself and what you're good at. left in a way that clearly wounds him. So he comes back around, proves he's not that guy, But at the same time, you don't ever see him drop the mask. You see him taking care of the friends a little bit, as he's getting to know them. You see a little bit in his face how it wounds him when Luke says that to him, but you don't see that humanity at all until you get into Empire.
But you're not supposed to, though.
No, and that's what I'm saying is that you said he doesn't have.
It's meant to be a surprise. Yay! Oh my God, he came back to save the day at 0 hour moment.
But then you said he doesn't have much development beyond A New Hope, and that's not true at all.
He falls in love with Princess Leia. He's already been to the default, I'm a good guy. He basically protects her. What?
Okay. Macy Van Dusen says, well, got to rake the neighbor's yard. Bye-bye. Oh, have fun raking the neighbor's yard. That sounds, we might still be here. This might take a while. So, come back when you're done raking.
I got beer. You got mead. And we got plenty of time.
This is true. I have nowhere to be until much, much later. No, but that's one of the things, like, even the way he delivers the line, General, I got to take off, in Empire, that moment, the way he delivers that line, the way he lives in that moment, he's a different person than the person we saw even at the end of A New Hope, because he's feeling a certain amount of remorse for abandoning the rebellion. Right. And he phrases it when he has an argument with Leia. Oh, they need me. What about you need me? He's, even though it's all phrased in the context of his feelings for her, he still is feeling that guilt, a certain amount of like, he knows he's supposed to be there. He knows that's where he needs to be. That seed that we see actualized in Jedi, which has the same, because we see the seeds planted in Empire, we see the actualization in Jedi, in that satisfying way that we see his 180 at the end of A New Hope. It's for me, that's a huge moment for him. I'm even there. I'm not even halfway through Empire yet. Right. But even the moments in Empire, right, of him going out into the cold to sacrifice, to risk his life in a much more immediate way to save Luke than we saw at the end of A New Hope. This is not just, I came back to save your ass, and his, joke wasn't going to let you guys take all the credit and get all the reward, to, I'm going to go out in the freezing cold because my friend is out there. I will see you in hell. That's something much deeper, with a much finer point on it. But again, it's a continuation of what we saw at the end of A New Hope, going deeper into that character, that richness that you get from his character, which is what you get all throughout Empire, is not necessarily any new growth from a lot of these characters, but a depth to them.
Where does the depth come from in Return of the Jedi?
That's the thing. In Return of the Jedi, you have all the depth you need, and now you have the growth. For Han, it's that decision of, and I mean, part of it, it's like now he's free and unfettered to make his own decisions because Jabba the Hutt's dead, and he gets to actually decide what he wants. He doesn't have that hanging over his head. All of his decisions are influenced by that debt that exists.
But the film renders him useless at so many points of the film. It's like, oh, what's one of the greatest set pieces in the film? A speeder bike chase. Where's Han fighting one stormtrooper? He's like Happy Hogan in Iron Man 2 when the Black Widow's taking out all those troopers and he's still fighting the one. Han just keeps hitting the guy. He punches him. He gets knocked down. All the action, all the big set pieces, all the big moments, the heroic moments are not achieved by Han, and he's my favorite character. But I hate to say it, but Harrison Ford made sense at one point where he's like, he really doesn't serve any purpose to the story because it's Luke's movie at that one.
Yeah.
And this is about Luke finalizing the journey. Han Solo's there to blow up one thing and kiss Princess Leia at the end. They have to rescue him. He's there for good jokes. And I love the line, I used to live here, you're going to die here, convenient. He's got those great moments, but he doesn't do much in that movie. He's
accidentally immobilized Boba Fett. So I say immobilized because we all know he survived the Sarlacc pit. So he does do that. I mean, purely by accident. He also saves Lando. So like, he's not useless in that fight. He does shit in that fight. A lot of that fight in that moment is they do put a lot of sharp focus on him. And we get to see him in a nice little skirmish, nice little hand to hand. So that's the thing, though, is his big moment.
He's not a good fighter.
What?
Han Solo is not a good fighter.
He's terrible. He's terrible, which is why it's adorable to watch. So we get to see, though, that moment, and that's the big actualization moment, because now Jabba the Hutt's not looming over him anymore. He gets to actually decide what he wants to do, and what he wants to do is become a general in this rebellion that now means something to him, because they're not just crazy people on a suicide mission anymore. They are people fighting for a cause, and they're all humans to him. They're people he cares about now, fighting for a cause that now means something to him as well. So this is the first. That's really when he said when they announced that General Solo. That's the first moment Han has made the decision to actually take up the cause of the rebellion. There's no point before that where he's actively decided, I am going to take up the cause of this rebellion. He comes back to save Luke. He takes Leia away to rescue her and comes back with them because they rescued him. This is the moment where he actually decides to take up the cause of the rebellion. That's huge for his character. And while, yeah, you could write the movie without him, it wouldn't be the same because I love him and he's wonderful. But there's still growth to be done. Just because it could have been done without him, that doesn't mean we lose that growth. On that big overarching level, on that greater scheme of things level, where he decides to take up the cause and he's going to be the man. He's not just a man who's there because, the friends have now become part of his inner circle. Because even at the beginning of A New Hope, he would do anything for Chewbacca. That relationship is clear. They're close friends. They'll do things for each other. So there's points, like even in A New Hope when he says, hey, Luke, why don't you come with us? We could use a guy like you, where it's not about the rebellion. It's about the people who he's pulling into his inner circle. And it's not till that moment in Return of the Jedi that we see a man who's actually taking up the cause of the rebellion.
And he's much more interesting when you watched his shields go down a little bit and see him try to bring in more people. He just becomes generic hero Han Solo, like chiseled chin, smile, generic haircut. Han Solo, because he's not that rogue. He's not interesting anymore.
But then he has his most vulnerable moment in the entire trilogy at the very, very end, when he tells Leia, when Luke comes back, I won't get in your way. His face, his little puppy dog face in that moment. I just want to hug him. Like that.
Are you reading the super chat? Is that why you brought this point up?
No. Which super chat?
It's literally what.
Oh, there. See, Emily Freeman knows my mind. Jesse, he stepped aside for Leia and Luke, thinking they were in love with another. This rant is my favorite video you've made. I have it saved. Well, thank you, Emily Freeman.
I do enjoy the part where he comes out to Leia on the catwalk at night after Luke left. I do like that moment.
That little fight they
you tell Luke? Is that who you tell?
It's so it's so real. Like you say, he doesn't have those chiseled hero moments. That is his probably second most vulnerable moment. That's such a vulnerable moment for him. And then at the end there where he says, I won't get in your way. Like this is him. That's depth and growth all at the same time. You're going deeper.
Yeah, but now, how are we judging these films strictly on depth or growth or entertainment value too?
I mean, we're talking about depth and growth right now, but we can talk about that as well.
I was just wondering if we were going to keep the conversation going, because I was, when I was trying to talk about the technical, the effects of Empire, the sets, all that stuff, the world building, we kind of glossed over it, and we're kind of focused on like one thing, because I agree, movies do need depth and characters need depth and all that stuff, but Star Wars is a different beast. I think it gets rated on so many things.
Yep.
Because so many parts of it are iconic, it's like imagery, music, sound effects. Like even the sound effects in Star Wars are unique to the film.
Yeah.
And you can judge them. I mean, that's why Star Wars is like essentially magic. I know it sounds crazy to say, but that first one's got everything working for it. And the other two are great. I mean, if we're going to go with, so what is our point we're on now? I mean, we're talking about Han Solo. Let's move on to our next point, because we could. What?
I just want to take 1 second to remind the good people to press the like button. I'm at 91 likes now. That's 9 away from 100. You can count. So let's get there. Let's do it. Let's get 100 likes. Let's keep this party rolling.
I'll give it one.
We need to. Oh, thank you. We need Jeff to get drunk. So make sure you're sending your super chats. But anyway,
it's gonna take a lot, folks.
Whatever point you want to make next, you can, if you'd like to.
No. I was just saying it's going to take a lot to get me drunk, folks. So
better send those super chats.
Spider-Man work. Did you hear that streamline?
I heard a little. I caught a little bit of it. I caught towards the end.
I was gone. So let's see if I can get there. It's 7:00 on a Wednesday. I got nothing else. Actually, I do a lot to do, but it'll make it more fun to write a video and record it
drunk. Make Jeff drunk. It requires your super chat. So make sure you're sharing this out on social media and stuff. Make sure all the people who aren't here. Where are all your followers, Jeff? Huh? This is like his audience for me. So what happened to all your people?
they're at home washing their tights. I don't know.
Lame.
I can't.
Uh,
Dr. Coffinails is here.
he
Joe
watches my
K470
stuff
is here.
too. He watches my stuff when you're not here sometimes too.
P. Lunar Fox is here. All right. These are all listeners that follow me. High Council. Every stream. Dr. Coffinails has come out to meet us. There's my audience right there.
You know, there's some of these people that already watch all of our videos. You don't get credit.
Well, they say the chat. Obi-Wan2783 is here too. He's one of my moderators. He said no. There's apparently Ethan getting into some drama with like Doug Knaple, and it's getting like real serious. So that's why. Either way, we're here. Mindless Bullshit episode 2, the Attack of the Clones of this saga. So that means last week's going to be better by comparison, but next week on my channel is going to be the Revenge of the Sith.
Oh my god! So if this is Attack of the Clones, then like, I feel like this. Does that mean this stream can only go downhill? Because I feel like this debate is Obi-Wan, discovering the clones and all that shit, which means we have to at some point cover Anakin and Padme's romance, whatever lame ass part of the chat of the live stream that's going to be. I'm sure people will bounce the fuck.
Let's see. I forgot Cesario Japan. Sorry, Cesario Japan. You're a moderator here too.
Whatever.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to my people.
Thundercats Ho, I don't agree with you. He says when he offered to step aside even from alpha to beta male. False. A beta male is someone who's gonna whiningly cling to something he thinks he can't have. An alpha is the one who knows if he doesn't have something. And because of what was going on there and the things he didn't know, he was picking up on that uncertainty. He knew there was something going on between Leia and Luke that he didn't know about. And he's not going to be the one being like, no, be with me, stay with me, choose me. An alpha male is not the guy who's like, bitch, you're mine, fuck everyone else. That's the sign of an incredibly insecure man. Incredibly insecure people do that. But
hold on, you got a big super chat.
Then again, if your idea of what an alpha male is comes from Jeremy, I can understand why you think that. Sorry, we haven't shit on Jeremy yet at all this stream. I know he's driving, so he's totally defenseless. Josh V, thank you for the $10 super chat. Money to contribute for everyone to get drunk. I'm almost there. Well, cheers. You're helping us because that's a big sip for us.
I got to drink half this brand new beer.
That's not a half. $50 is a half. 10 is a big sip.
Okay, I'm done. Sorry, Josh. You almost got more out of me.
You're doing this game wrong. I mean, like, that's fine if you want to get more drunk. But anyway.
I have a finite amount of booze here, so there's just going to be a point where I just can't drink anymore.
Oh, that's fair. How many beers have you gone through so far? Is that your first one still?
Oh, God, no. I'm on my third one.
You're on your third beer already?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You've met me. We have never hung out and we weren't drinking together.
But you take very large sips, apparently.
You saw me when you picked up the tab at Char Bar in Columbus. I went through how many beers? You thought they didn't charge us right because I drank so many.
That's just very true. Dr. Coffinails, Bad Bond 14, no such thing as a free kill. Refilling my Endor glass. For the record, I don't know what the percentage is on this mead, but odds are it's more than whatever his beer is. So y'all can check.
Yeah, my beer is what, 8.5.
My mead is a lot. Homemade stuff tends to be stronger. I'm assuming it's at least 12%. It could be more.
Well, that wine did us pretty good.
What? Oh, the homemade wine. Yeah, Andrew's wine. Yeah, that was a fun night. I had a bruise from Chris on my wrist for like days after that. That was fun. So where were we?
You agreed that the Empire Strikes Back is better than Return of the Jedi, and we're just gonna sit and drink.
You are so full of shit. You are so full of shit. Here's the funny thing, though. Funny thing is that Empire was my first favorite, and then Return of the Jedi was, and then it went to A New Hope. But there were reasons. There was just something more epic about Return of the Jedi that even as a little kid, and when I say I went through these phases, like this was as a kid, I was like Empire, Return of the Jedi, Empire, Return of the Jedi. Oh, A New Hope. And I was like 16 or so. But there was something epic and satisfying about Return of the Jedi that brought all the pieces to a nice close. And that's one of the things is like how many trilogies, and this is I think one of the reasons why we're always so dissatisfied with films and stuff today, because we had pieces like the original Star Wars trilogy. What more did you want from that conclusion? Han gets the girl, Leia gets Han, Luke defeats Vader while redeeming Vader. He becomes a Jedi. The Emperor's defeated. Like,
all those moments are great, but the build-up, the connecting tissue sucks. Like, we get all of our big payoffs. They knew what they needed to do with that movie, but the connective tissue is shit.
There's no need for connective tissue in that movie because it had all the pieces. And Empire Strikes Back is the connective tissue in that way. And Return of the Jedi, all it has to do is act on all of the elements it was given from Empire, and it does.
Here's the thing. Return of the Jedi is a film of missed opportunities.
What are the missed opportunities?
Why? Okay. It's painfully obvious that George Lucas is a merchandising whore.
Yes,
Ewoks cashed in on
they should have been Wookiees. But at the same time, it's not that far-fetched.
It takes away the effectiveness of the Empire that they get defeated by little fuzzy Ewoks. In the first movie, the Empire is deadly as can be. They take out Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. They burn them to death. They shoot everything on sight. Everyone says, well, they can't shoot for shit on the Death Star. It's all part of the plan to let them get away. Empire Strikes Back, they pick up right back where they left off. They're effective. They take out so many of the rebels. They take the Echo base. They win that fight. They are effective in that film, and they're hunting after, and they eventually capture Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon. They're very effective. When we get to Return of the Jedi, it's like, hey, we have little bolo rocks that we're going to throw. We're going to do this, and we're going to get defeated by fucking trees. Trees crush ATSTs, battle machines, weapons of war were defeated by logs.
What?
And it's not just that trip. The one where the logs went into the ATST and destroyed it. Laser blasts couldn't destroy shit on Hoth, but on Endor, magically trees defeated.
There are 2 wars that the Battle of Endor on the ground is a perfect allegory for.
That's nice that it's a perfect allegory for, but internal logic dictates that the Empire would have heavy machinery that wouldn't get taken out by trees and vines.
This is the beauty of allegory, though, and the beauty of the way it works in the Star Wars universe, right? Is that it works as a perfect allegory for the United States Revolution. It also works as a perfect allegory for the Vietnam War. You demonstrate that the greater, larger, more capable war machine can be taken out by being on someone else's home turf with their inferior abilities, their inferior fighting abilities, their inferior training, their inferior weaponry can be taken out. They can take out the larger fighting force by guerrilla warfare, by ingenuity, by knowing the turf, by all of the things that make.
But the Empire had been there. It wasn't like this was their first day and they got overcome. They had already conquered the shit. They had already built the shield generator, built all that stuff. They already had mastered the terrain. For them, look, it's all plot.
That's not necessarily true at all. They had a shield generator set up on the planet to generate the shield for the Death Star where they're building. They chose Endor because it was just filled with these little indigenous teddy bears who didn't pose a threat to them. So who cares? And the teddy bears didn't bother with them in that scenario until they suddenly had a reason to take up the cause. Like, all right, fuck you guys, you're over there, right? The teddy bears are the French, and the rebels are the Americans. And the French come over and like, war for you.
There's a difference between the French and Americans because they're fighting with muskets and cannons and hand-to-hand combat. We're talking rocks and trees and sticks versus laser blasts and bombs and all this other shit. That'd be like me fighting a 2-year-old. It's not fair.
That's also part of the.
There's no comparison.
That's part of the difference too, and this exists in places in fantasy, in fantasy and in sci-fi and things like that. You have shielded weaponry, right? A shield that can stop a laser blast that can't stop a tree trunk. And there's no evidence to suggest that they had mastered the terrain. They had sent in the ATSTs, which were the most capable vehicles for that terrain, but as were evidence, the Ewoks, being the indigenous people there, were still more capable of using the terrain against them.
But that's not really displayed in the film the way we read into it. When you watch again, when I keep talking about connective tissue, we know that we need to get the heroes here to win the day. Star Wars is over effectively. Okay? So we basically take away all these things that the Empire is clearly proficient in just for the sake of this one thing. And then you're supposed to assume that at the end of Return of the Jedi, the entire galaxy's reach the Empire's been defeated across the entire galaxy.
But look at the Battle of Hoth, even, right? The rebels are totally outclassed and outgunned, and yeah, that's why the Echo Base is ultimately taken over. But through ingenuity, they managed to topple an AT-AT Walker without having but then again, this is not without having any superior mastery or knowledge of the terrain. You're talking about the indigenous people who are using their own skill set, their own different skill set, which actually, honestly, this is the Ewoks. And this battle for me was one of Star Wars' greatest triumphs as an allegory about diversity. And it goes beyond just the quality of the battle, right? And this is what Star Wars did so well, which no film can do now because they don't understand what the fuck allegory is here are two different peoples who value two different things. Right? And obviously the Empire is bad. They value power. They value might. They value all this machinery. And that means nothing against people fighting for their home, which is a trope, by the way, another classic trope that you see played out throughout dramas and action films over and over again, is that the people who have something more to fight for come out on top against a superior enemy. And this has happened truthfully in history. This has happened truthfully in history.
That's great. And I'm all about that. But the way they get to that point was poorly executed.
Where's the failure in execution?
Okay, I'm not going to let off the ATST point. They took 2 logs and crushed the thing like it's a tin can. We've seen that thing in battle. It's not just going to all of a sudden stop working. Like, I'll buy that Chewbacca swung in on a vine and climbed in and threw the guys out and took over, and that's how they tricked him to get into the shield generator. That's awesome. But the thing is, with Return of the Jedi, you have so many cutesy moments, so many leaps of faith. You break the suspension of disbelief in that movie. There are no stakes in that movie.
Logs are big and they are heavy and they used gravity. That's going to add a lot of force, and two forces coming together at once.
If somebody would fund it, we could.
That's the whole thing. Is that yes, they're these big metal contraptions. Yes, you can swing a log through metal and crumple the metal because the ATSTs are not designed to stop logs from crumpling them. They're designed to stop laser blasts, and they have to be. Yeah. They have to be. They can't be that heavy or that armored. They can't be.
Let's get a tank.
Let me finish. No, they can't be that heavy or that armored because of their structural design. If they were too heavy, they would topple over their own little chicken legs. They have to be a lightweight design in order to function ergonomically the way they're made. And you have to make sacrifices in your design. Yes, the ATSTs are designed to go cover multiple types of terrain with the way that the legs are built. But the sacrifice there is you're going to have to build a lighter model, a less physically reinforced model on top. Otherwise, it's going to become top heavy. When you're going up or down a hill, shit's going to topple over.
Look, it all comes. I agreed that the toppling part isn't the problem. When it loses its footing and falls over, I don't have a problem with that one. I have a problem with
miss the point.
Ewoks come in on little hang gliders and drop rocks, and it's so cutesy, and it's like, oh, I shot right through the wing, and it spun around, and all this crap. Like, movies are good when they have stakes, when our heroes go up against something. Return of the Jedi, it's just like it feels so inevitable that everything's going to happen.
You cut out for a second there. It's just okay. It cut out for a second, but it's back. It's fine.
Okay. Our heroes come up against the might of the Empire in the first one. They win by the seat of their pants. It's exciting. In the second one, you don't know what's going to happen. They have moments of victory. They have moments of defeat. Eventually, they get beaten, and you're like, wow, I've never seen something like this before, and you wait it out. And yes, there is emotional payoff in Return of the Jedi, but the stakes are very low because it's a foregone conclusion. Even before you see the movie, this is the end of the trilogy. Well, we know they're going to win. It's like with Episode 9 that we're not excited for. We know this is going to happen. We know that's going to happen. Kylo Ren's going to be defeated. There's going to be remnants of the Empire that gets brought up and defeated again, and the heroes off into the sunset.
But Jeff, anytime you rewatch a movie, you know what's going to happen. Does that stop you from rewatching a great movie?
I don't watch Return of the Jedi as much anymore. Well, to be fair, I've only watched The Sixth Sense one time.
What?
I've only watched The Sixth Sense one time. Once the twist was revealed, there's no reason to watch it.
That's because The Sixth Sense, because M. Night Shyamalan that movie is the plot twist, right? There are other M. Night Shyamalan films that have much better rewatchability, like Unbreakable, have much better.
I agree with that one.
Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense does not have very good rewatchability because that is the plot twist. Let's take Fight Club for example. You a fan of Fight Club?
Yeah, I like that movie.
How many times have you seen it?
Honestly, maybe 3 or 4 times. I own the Blu-ray. I just don't watch it a bunch.
Okay, so when you watch it again, do you lose any value from already knowing that Edward Norton's Tyler Durden?
It's apples to oranges comparison, though.
See, that's not the case. That's really not it, though. And that's one of the things with great films. Like, someone can describe a great movie. Someone can describe to me the plot beginning to end, tell me everything that's going to happen, and I'm still going to enjoy watching the film. Knowing that the good guys are going to win doesn't mean that I'm not going to enjoy the journey or the way.
Would you, though, honestly say that the Return of the Jedi is truly a great film outside of our argument? Would you stand by it as a cinematic masterpiece? It has no flaws. It's perfect. It's engaging. It's unique. It's this, that, and the other.
It can
Would
have
you
fun
honestly
and
say
still
that?
be an excellent film. It can.
Would you say it's excellent? I'd say it's good. I'd say it's a good movie. Return of the Jedi is a very good movie.
Film. I think there are things that it does. I think that it brings these characters, and that's the thing is like Empire also doesn't stand alone outside of the trilogy. You can't take it outside of the trilogy because it doesn't make any sense. Because you don't have the investment in these characters that was built throughout the entirety of A New Hope. Empire does not make sense if it stands alone. It makes even less sense than Return of the Jedi if it stands alone.
I don't know, because Return of the Jedi, when you meet Han Solo, they're like, who's this guy and what's this gray thing? Oh, it's a man in there. You know, they talk about last time, you owe me 2, you owe me this. You like, what's going on? Like, there's just, I think both.
Oh, now that's you owe me now. Okay, there's a history there. You can pick up on those things. You can understand those things very, very simply, and actually works as a standalone in that sense because you have this hook. That's the thing, the hook and the conclusion, right? Your hook, your whole long hook, which is all the Jabba's palace scene. You can still pick up on what's happening between these people. You're going to lose elements like you're going to understand based on the relationship that Leia and Han are in love because who's there? Someone who loves you. Oh, that's his girlfriend. That's why she's there to save him. You know, you understand the relationship. But that line right there, that's 2 I owe you now, already tells you.
That's from Empire Strikes Back.
Well, sorry, it's yeah. Now you.
He goes, now I owe you one.
Now I owe you one.
And then they fly off in divergent ways.
Now I owe you one, and the way he delivers that line tells you there's a history here. There's a history of Han, who's clearly the older character, saving this guy's ass, you know. And now, and use the Luke Jedi Knight. I for one second, everyone's got delusions of grandeur. You have all the setup you need to understand these characters.
It's a great line.
It is. It's a wonderful line. You have everything you need. You have all the information you need coming into that scene to enjoy the film. The only thing you miss is Lando's betrayal because he's just now on board as one of the guy ever just accepts that he's a good guy now. So they actually, it's like Han was frozen before he saw that Lando was there on his side, and then all of a sudden he just accepts it when they're on Jabba's sail barge. Like there's not even a moment of hesitation. They don't acknowledge it. It's just like, oh. You know, there must have been whatever at the Battle of Tanab. It's like, look it. I'm pretty sure based on Han, like the sense you get, that's the thing is, it works in a sense because of the way you see Han and Lando meet each other in Empire Strikes Back. Han doesn't know if Lando's going to punch him or hug him, and he hugs him. He's like, okay, that's where we're at now. So clearly their relationship has always had ups and downs and moments of like, I will kill you, I got you. So this was just a bigger low point when Lando betrays him and everyone he cares about, and a solid high point when he comes to the rescue. So I can accept that given what we've seen given what they show us of their relationship in Empire Strikes Back. It does make a certain amount of sense. Oh, Lando's here now. Obviously, he's rescuing me.
So can I just ask a question? Can we get off the point for both of us about the ability to stand alone, because we're just like spinning our wheels on that one point. Let's just admit it's a trilogy. You need all of them. Only the first one is a standalone movie. And we both agree that's the best one.
I will contend that Return of the Jedi makes more sense as a standalone piece than Empire.
I don't, but okay. Do you want to can we just throw that point out? Because we're just going to keep reiterating that point. It's very boring.
It's not. I mean, I can make so many more points about things that wouldn't make any sense in Empire.
The thing is, we have so many other points to discuss about the films.
Okay, fine. What do you want to talk about next?
Way to put me on the spot, Milestone.
You're the one who said we have so many other things to discuss about them. So what?
Well, we really do. So let's talk about character motivation.
Okay.
So, or wait, no, not character motivation. Character effectiveness. Okay.
Okay.
I feel like the characters are more effective in The Empire Strikes Back. And what I'm saying is, we all know that the overarching story is to defeat the Empire. But they're very effective in the way that I lost my point.
It's because it's not a good point. Because I can already refute the point.
Point.
Listen. So character effectiveness. That's really the point you want to make. Are you sure you want to go down this road?
Yeah, because all I'm trying to do is set you up to repeat the same points. Return of the Jedi has one layer of depth. The Empire Strikes Back, a lot more.
What do you mean? Sorry, you're gonna have to clarify that. Because
okay, put it like this: the Return of the Jedi is a very A to B plot. We're going to defeat the bad guys. We save the day. The Empire Strikes Back takes our characters. The Empire Strikes Back takes our characters in directions. It shows them as more actualized people. So Han Solo, here's a great moment that Han Solo doesn't have in Return of the Jedi at all. It's when Luke is going off to fight in the Battle of Hoth. And he tells him to take care of himself. And he gives him that mean look for a moment. Because after Leia kissed Luke, because they aren't brother and sister magically. That is a terrible storytelling device that is introduced in Return of the Jedi. You want to talk about, characters that do this and do that. We like to share these moments. I was getting bad feedback. Sorry. It's terrible in Return of the Jedi. It's like, we set up this love triangle in Star Wars. You know, what do you think? A princess and a guy like me. Okay, no. Then we get to The Empire Strikes Back. We continue to build on it. It's very interesting. We see Han be jealous, even though he's more effective than Luke. And then we see him basically talk about being a nice man and stuff. We see the characters grow and change. Return of the Jedi doesn't have that. It makes it less interesting. Because if we're looking at it through the lens of the trilogy, yay, they got to this point. But they couldn't have got to this point. It's like in life. You can't become the person you are now without going through the trials of life. So we get to watch them go through trials. It's much more interesting to watch them change than just be changed instantly.
No, that's a matter. See, that's a matter of opinion, though. Isn't
that the whole debate?
Like I said, it's depth versus growth. Empire, you see greater depth. Jedi, you see greater growth. And it's what's more satisfying for you. I think the payoff at the end of watching, I think you need both. I think at the end of the day, you need both because the growth that you see in Jedi wouldn't be nearly as satisfying without the depth that you explore in Empire. So I think both is the answer on that one. You need the depth and the growth. That said, you can have growth without depth, like A New Hope. A New Hope doesn't give Han Solo a whole lot of depth, but it gives him a fuck ton of growth, and it's still very satisfying. If you have depth and no growth, then you just have these really rich, interesting characters that don't do a whole lot. And that goes back to my point about the plot of Empire of like, we're running away. You want to know about actualized characters. Nobody makes big decisions about their future in Empire.
But nobody makes big decisions about the future every minute of every day. You live your life. They're more realistic.
But that's the thing. Movies aren't every moment of every day. The whole point, and this is something you learn in acting classes, is every scene in every movie, every moment between the characters this isn't every day. This is important and there are stakes. Why is this happening now? That's a key element of character development. So yeah.
But we see our characters.
Moments. What's that?
What was it? We see, you got a super chat.
Yeah. Macy Van Dusen says, I'm back. It started raining. Sorry about your raking failure, but we're happy to have you back. Cheers. And guys, press the like button if you have not done so already. And send more super chats because it's been like 10 minutes since I drank anything. Arguing is not nearly as fun if I'm not drunk.
That's true. No, I get what you're saying about your acting experience. We're not going to debate that. All I'm trying to get at is the very small slice of life, personal, like, people fall in love in the middle of a battle, in the middle of turmoil. It's less cliched. It's not like, we're doing it all for the greater good. We're fighting on. We're doing this. We're doing that. It's like, no, we take a minute out of time to see, the space between the space, to quote a terrible fucking movie, between Han and Leia. We see them grow and be, fall in love. That's interesting to me. That's much more interesting than like mirroring.
That's also super. You want to talk about failings in the film? That scene between them is one of my favorite scenes in the film. That moment of quiet they get to get that scene is super contrived.
What, when they're working on the ship?
We're hiding in the asteroid and working on the ship. Just so the only purpose for that, the only reason to have that is to give us this quiet moment so we can have that scene. That's the only purpose for that break. And because we need to kill some time because we got shit going over in Dagobah and we need to pace this film out better. That moment is unnecessary and super contrived.
I disagree that it's unnecessary because you can't always be on the run. You needed a moment to get away, and it builds to the bigger space worm thing. That's really cool.
The space worm thing is also super contrived. I think it's great. I enjoy it. It's very entertaining. It's also super.
Are we going to really try to break down contrivances in Star Wars? Because Star Wars, remember, is a fantasy film. If we're going to go that route, then we're going to break apart every moment of every Star Wars film, of every film. Because
Jesse Hare says, "Drink, damn it," and I shall.
Thank you. Your hair wants some alcohol.
My hair.
Your chat's interesting to read.
What's that?
I said your chat is interesting to read.
I have good people. I get good.
Well, Team Jesse was giving us a blow-by-blow of the bout earlier with boxing gloves and shit. I was loving that.
Yeah, Team Jesse's always going to be in my corner, in case you can tell by the fact that it's Team Jesse.
That's okay. Mongo Big Think gave you a super chat.
Yeah, Mongo's Big Think says, the stream entertains me. Drink. Thank you.
By the way, Mongo, thanks for becoming a patron, dude.
But if you guys want,
are you feeling it yet?
What?
You feeling the booze yet?
Not really.
I'm waiting to. I'm waiting to. Anyway, so
too much heat in this argument. We're burning it all off. Yeah, just talk about drink about how A New Hope is clearly the best.
It is. It has the best music, the best space battles, the best everything. Like that movie is perfect from start to finish. I should watch it.
It's a perfect film, and that's the thing. Is like I can find. Like I know you said you don't have any issues or problems with Empire. I can find flaws with Empire. They're few and far between. I can find flaws with Return to the Jedi. I don't have many. But for me, A New Hope really is a perfect film.
Yeah, and I can go back and watch that infinitely. Like, it's weird how there's a reason why, like, personally, why I can't let it be my favorite movie. I don't know if it's some special edition changes, some of the feeling towards Star Wars fans from George Lucas, or feelings towards fans by George Lucas, with some of the vindictive changes. I don't know, but I can find myself watching at least the Battle of Yavin weekly, every week. I never get tired of it. It's just, to me, the sign of a great movie score is when you can take out the sound effects and get the same effect with just the music, and that has that. I mean, go back and listen to the Battle of Yavin, the entire, I think it's like a 9-minute suite, and you get to the end when the Death Star blows up, and it's like silence, and it's really cool, and then it builds back up. I mean, see, we can get to that kind of stuff about Star Wars.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things too, where it's like I can just hear that track, and I can see every moment to moment happening with it. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite parts of that track too is when is just before Han shows up, when the music gets all wonky. Oh, I love it.
Now.
So good. That's like when you're watching Llamas with Hats, and when that shit goes sideways, it gets its soundtrack changed. Anyway.
It's better when you watch it when you're drunk and you quote.
Oh, speaking of Llamas with Hats, I got my cat's a llama, and his name is Carl.
Oh, Carl.
His name is Carl. Just wanted to share that with the world. Super chat, Darth Vader's disembodied charred phallus. Thank you for your super chat. It's always a pleasure. Where do I fit into this? I've been known to fit in tight spaces before, namely betwixt Padme's cheeks. That was before the dark times. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not just drinking because you said super chat. I'm drinking because I need a drink after that super chat. Huh.
Uh-oh, shit.
Macy Van Dusen says this chat is for Jeff. Guzzle it. Now you can respond to that chat, or you can drink as appropriate to the size of that chat. I won't stop you.
I'll take 2 for Macy because she's cool.
Macy's a he, by the way. So.
Sorry, I thought Macy Gray, Macy Van Dusen. My bad, sir.
Macy also is a huge Firefly fan, so fuck you, Jeff.
Okay. Thanks.
I don't think we're going to be real friends. I don't think we're going to be real friends until I successfully roofie you and Clockwork Orange you through Firefly.
Okay, are you going to roofie me first?
Yeah, and then I'm roofing you so that I can effectively, like, restrain you and cook you up a la Clockwork Orange with the, eyelid machine and whatnot.
You can
and
just
then when
bring
you
me
recover and you're awake, then I put on Firefly.
Okay, it's one season, right?
Yeah, it's 14 episodes, one movie.
You could just bring me a 6-pack and say, hey, let's watch Firefly.
Well, God, you don't make it so easy. Last week, you were like, I'm never watching Firefly, so... how the mighty...
Oh, is that what I said last week? That I'm a man of my word. I'm never watching Firefly.
Fuck you. This is why the roofies thing came up. I would not have offered to roofie you if you were going to willingly watch Firefly.
Tyler Preston has a super chat.
I noticed. Thank you. Tyler Preston says, "Drink up, Jesse." Also, ain't the Force is a fancy word for psychic powers. Oh. Kind of. I mean, if you want to get deep into it, the Force is a lot more than that. It's a lot deeper than that. It's the thing that connects all of us.
Finds us, penetrates us, surrounds us.
And the thing about the Force is that it brings this layer, which is why Star Wars is so cool as a franchise, is or was when it was the original trilogy, is that all these layers of storytelling, of historical allegory, of myth allegory, of hero's journey, of spirituality and religion, and all of these things layered in a way that didn't take sides, which is so important when you want to hold that against the storytelling we have today. The beautiful thing about the original Star Wars trilogy is that it doesn't take sides. Good, evil, that's it. And the closest thing you get is that the Empire, there's a lot of Nazi iconography in some of like the uniforms and the tightly ordered way that the Empire goes about itself, because I think we can pretty much uniformly agree that Nazis were bad. So it's not like that's not a really like hot take, you know. Nazis are bad. We're going to use them as the bad guy. That's pretty standard issue as far as struggles of good and evil go. But beyond that, all of the points it makes, all of the themes, all of the messages that you're receiving are about the human experience, the universal human experience. It doesn't make a comment on Christianity versus Judaism versus Muslim versus Buddhism, or Islam versus Buddhism. It doesn't make a comment on America versus Europe versus Asia. You know, it doesn't make a comment on being a stoic versus an emotional person versus someone who toes the line and is straight edge versus someone who's a little bit rougher on the edge. It doesn't make any judgments about these types of people, you know, and that's what makes it so beautiful is that it has room for everybody, which is the biggest problem with Star Wars today, is that it no longer has room for everybody.
I agree.
So, anyway, Obi-Wan 27883 says, I just saw some of EVS's stream. I think I might be refunding my Earthworm Jim out of principle now. EVS is not at all advocating this action, but it seems like the right thing to do in this case for me.
Geez, I got to check out this stream after we're done, because this is huge.
Apparently, there's some big shit going on.
Well, I know Obi-Wan
yeah,
I know who he really is. He's a cool dude. He doesn't just jump the gun on shit, so I might have to check this out.
All right. Well, I'm drinking for Obi-Wan.
Oh, I don't drink very often.
Stuff, though, right?
What'd you say?
But that's all that Comicsgate stuff, though, right?
Yeah, I mean,
because I don't
know.
Because I haven't touched any of that. I don't make comics. I don't really read comics. Like I'm just like, you know, I'm not gonna get. It's not my fight. I love Ethan. I don't know. You
should check out. Speaking of comics, real quick, since we both love A New Hope, I'm gonna send you a link. I want you to check out the comic book version of A New Hope, because it's based off an earlier draft of the script.
Okay.
So it has Jabba the Hutt scene, but Jabba the Hutt's drawn like a different creature. It's really interesting. But really different. And we'll get back to our points in a minute. I just want to make this because we're talking about Star Wars. Like, for me, I love the films, but Star Wars means I don't really I like the deeper themes and meanings, but for me, the production of that first movie is what interests me the most. You know, what it went through, what it was meant to be, this, that, and that's how I like to study my Star Wars. And stuff like that interests me, to know that there was such a different cut out there. And that'd be the one film. Okay, so you know how there's like a different cut of Back to the Future with Eric Stoltz instead of Michael J. Fox, right?
I didn't know that.
Okay, so Michael J. Fox wasn't the first Marty McFly. A guy named Eric Stoltz was. And so there's footage, like 6 weeks of footage with Eric Stoltz playing Marty McFly, and it wasn't right. So then they recast with Michael J. Fox, they reshot it. There's another cut of Star Wars out there that's like 70% different takes and different. The ending is different in terms of the Battle of Yavin. Like Marshall Lucas, George Lucas's wife at the time, is the person responsible for cutting in the Death Star clock that's coming in 15 minutes type of thing. Like, a lot of that movie was made in the editing room, but I would kill to see the alternate cut of A New Hope. Like, I know you have connections in Hollywood. Can you make this happen?
I don't have that many connections, but I'll try. Rob Preston asks, ain't that the one where Solo is an alien? I know I've seen the original artwork where the original concept artwork for Han Solo, where he's an alien who's basically the Han Solo character and the Obi-Wan character rolled into one in the original draft.
He's green with yellows.
Yeah, and it's real funky. I'm glad I didn't do that. Someone's Black Dragon says, Jesse, you are sexy, damn, but better if your hair was down. Do you think I'm like hiding a ponytail back here? Like, my hair is down. This is as down as it goes. There's nothing.
My hair's longer on the side than yours.
It probably is right now. I just got it cut the other week, so like right now it's real short over here. And then
I gotta get my hair cut this week.
So it's fully asymmetrical. I'm not that. So it's not the haircut that a lot of people have, where it's like it's buzzed up the sides and then it's just like the flop over on the top. It's only buzzed. It's buzzed significantly less on this side than on this side. This side goes all the way up, and it's to create that. And then I have that line that comes down around there. It's a very intricate haircut. And then this has its own specific line that's like a good inch down below where that one's cut, just because of the way it works. So it's really cool when it's at this length, because I can actually pull this forward to the point where you can see the undercut. Once it grows out a little bit, you won't be able to see this undercut anymore, but I really like it at this length. I tend to pull it forward because it just looks cool that way. Anyway, that's my hair. Also at this length too, I can pull it forwards, and then I can have these little bangs, and then just look adorable.
Well, I can do this with my hair.
But that's also another fun thing is when it does grow out, though, is that there's this top layer, and then I do legitimately have bangs under here, separate from the foof on top. I make cute little bangs, and then I can be cute like that. And then when it gets longer, I can put like a weird little side ponytail here, and look like a Valley Girl. Oh my god! Anyway, I'm done.
What are you?
What? I'm having a week. It's coming out sideways in some ways. It happens.
I'm sorry. We'll message each other between the shows, but I've just been busy this week. I haven't really said much to you. I'm sorry. I guess I should ask more. Is it the cats? Are they keeping you up at night?
Yeah, there's some other shit going on. But I do I'll wake up sometimes in the morning and maybe get to go to the bathroom or something way earlier than I intend to wake up, and then they wake up and they're like, feed me, and I'm like, all right, I guess it's time to feed you.
Sometimes I'll wake up too early, but it's not cats that keep me awake. I'm just thinking about stuff, and
Revelation says, suddenly we're debating hair. I came for Jesse to wreck this man. I already did. Were you not here for that part?
I got a lot of people that disagree. Not a lot of people that agree with this person, but I also got a lot of people that disagree.
Well, I took the harder choice. The popular opinion is that Empire is better, and I picked the harder choice because I ain't afraid.
So, do we agree that general consensus is correct?
No.
Okay.
Tyler Preston says, what are your guys' favorite Star Wars copycats?
Thank you, Jesse's hair. That was a nice compliment.
What did Jesse's hair say? What did my hair say? Oh.
That's too sweet of that.
Look at him. I don't know if you saw the shirt I'm wearing, by the way. It's me in the Millennium Falcon cockpit, and it says, no one cares about your fifis.
Ooh.
I brought my fight.
Is that a vest on?
What?
Are you wearing a vest?
Yeah.
Cool.
I own lots of vests. It's a thing. This was just layers for this was a headshot session. I have a lot of vests that I just wear as shirts. It's fun for me. Very dangerous because I fidget a lot. I fiddle with things. So I have my Star Wars fidget spinner ring and stuff. So I fidget with the zipper, and I got to remember that I'm not wearing a shirt underneath, and sometimes I don't always wear a bra underneath either. So it's like, oh shit, I just unzipped my entire shirt. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are we gonna answer the favorite Star Wars copycats?
What do you mean, like Star Wars, things that have tried to be Star Wars since Star Wars?
So I mean, I'll say Spaceballs because that's the only thing I can think of.
It's a parody. It's not really a copycat. It's a parody.
I love parody.
I mean, it's definitely the best parody, no question. Unless you mean other things that are trying to be Star Wars later. I always forget the name of the film. I fucking always forget it. It's the one where the super fans are trying to go because their friend's gonna die, and they want
Fanboys.
Fanboys.
I love that movie too.
That's so much fun. I love the fight with them and the Star Trek fans.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's the best line is when Seth Rogen takes off his shirt. He's got Jar Jar Binks tattooed. So this guy's gonna be the hero of the whole saga.
I love that. There's whatchamacallit, that was a bunch of people when I mentioned, I was like, oh, I think I might head out to Vegas, and hang out with Gary at a Star Trek thing. They're like, wait, aren't you like a Star Wars person? Aren't you not allowed to do that? And I'm like, calm down. That's not.
Hey, we should continue our debate there.
We
in
should.
person.
No, we should just sit near the Trekkies and just debate and just talk about how Star Wars is better than Star Trek. That's because I don't know about
So
you.
are we going to team up right now?
What?
Are we going to become friends and team up?
We might have to be friends now. Okay,
You want to go do karate in the garage?
I don't have like passes to actually go to the convention itself. And Gary said like he's like, oh, I could try to hook you up, and I'm like, I don't really need to. Like, I don't need to go. Maybe, but like I love Star Trek. Star Trek's great and all and stuff like that. I just hate cons.
Do you want to just go day drink while they're at the con?
Yeah, I would love that. That would be great. I am all about that life. So, but yeah, but like,
thank you, everyone.
What?
No, I was reading. I have the chat pulled up, and I'm also watching a Star Wars movie on my screen. Obi-Wan gets a shout out. He says, "I got the reference, Jeff."
Good job.
It is a good job. It's a good reference.
I'm proud of you. Team Jesse says, "Can I come?" You drive to Vegas?
Or fly, just get there somehow.
I'm still figuring out like where I'm gonna like. I just decide. That's the thing. I've never planned Vegas. I never planned Vegas more than like a week in advance. Like that's a long time in advance. I'm just like, I'm gonna drive out. I'll figure out where I'm staying. Yeah.
I have good news. It's about a week out, so you should start.
I got till Friday. No, I said never. I never planned it more than a week out. I have planned Vegas the day of. I've been like, all right, let's get in my car and drive to Vegas. Hey, friend in my car with me, look up hotels so that we have a hotel to stay at when we get to Vegas. So
you're not exactly a planner, are you?
Not really. Some things I am. It really depends. Really depends. I'm more of a seat in my pants kind of person. I'm like this is how I do my videos, right? I have an idea of where I want it to go, and then I just kind of roll with it. Like my video today, I'm gonna put it up. I recorded it earlier. I'm gonna put it up after we're done here. I straight up, I was like, I know what I want my video to be about. That's as far as I got. I was like, this is the subject of the subject matter. I'll give you a teaser. So it's Social Justice Wednesday, and we're tackling Andy Signore as the topic of the day. And
I want to get him on. I wish I could get him on my show tomorrow. I want to throw an invite. Like, hey, you should come on the podcast and talk. We have a bigger audience than you, Andy Signore. You
should do. Apparently you too now. Apparently Jeremy's going to get him on Geeks and Gamers. I already got him locked in for Geeks and Gamers. But yeah, no. But I was like, yeah, that's me. That was it. I knew I'm doing Social Justice Wednesday, and he was going to be the topic. So you can imagine where this is going to go. And that was it. That was all I had planned. And I talked for 10 minutes, and you guys will either like it or hate it. So
I'm in the middle of scripting my next video.
Old school Jeremy says you like to waste money, don't you? Bet you buy plane tickets last minute too. False. I actually have a plane ticket for a trip in September already booked. A plane ticket for a trip in November already booked. And as soon as I need to see a little more cash, I'm going to book a plane ticket for a trip in October as well. The only shit I booked last minute is through U.S. Fencing because I don't pay for it. So
you're gonna be busy.
I'm gonna be real busy. I got a lot of traveling to do this fall. Places to go and people to see.
I'm gonna be at home making YouTube content the whole time. That'll be fun.
It's very sad for you.
No, it's very successful, so I'm not sad.
All right, whatever. Live your boring life.
Yes, my life is very boring.
You just sitting in Cincinnati. I mean, you live in Cincinnati. Let's start there.
Oh, I'm not acting like it's a great city to live in. Believe me. I will never sit and say, oh, Cincinnati's better than LA. The only thing we got going is that we're not going to fall into the ocean.
Yeah, we're not going to do that anytime soon. Why is this not?
I don't know. If Lex Luthor gets his way, you're fucked.
Yeah, well, Lex Luthor may or may not get his way. There. Okay. So is this... say something.
What?
Say words. Because all of a sudden, you're not saying words. Stop it. No, because all of a sudden, it used to be, it's not changing anymore when you talk.
Not at all. I'm actually talking now.
I know you're talking. I can hear you.
Okay.
And I'm just checking to see if it's also not doing that on the regular stream. I can see your hand, but the world can't. What happened? What all of a sudden happened that you're not? Yeah, I see you. I don't know why you're not. I can see you because I have the Hangouts window opening. You're tiny over there. You're just not popping up when you talk anymore.
Oh, boo-hoo.
The listeners might care about you sometimes.
It says unclick your profile picture on Hangouts.
I did. I've clicked and unclicked it multiple times. No, you saw him because I clicked on him. I just can toggle manually. There's you.
So you can't see me anymore, right? So I can go back to the other setup where I can just sit in front of my microphone comfortably?
No, because I just clicked on you, so now everyone can see you and no one can see me.
Fuck! Anyway.
I just manually toggle this now.
Thank you, Megatron. And then Joe says, I saw Jeff move his hand. Well, guess what? I'll move both of them.
Well, now they can't see it. Now they can see it. It's broken!
Can they see this?
No.
My random Han Solo?
Now they can because I clicked on it. Hello, Han. Aw.
That's how I bought this at Celebration with you, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, we went to that one stand and the guy's like, it's $12. I'm like, I'll buy all 3 of the ones you have. And I was really excited.
Mm-hmm.
I do love Han Solo.
I also love Han Solo. You and I love Han Solo very differently, though.
Yeah. Oh, guess what else I have right here? Something I don't know if I'll ever watch. I'm just saying this to troll the audience right now.
Jesse's hair says, why isn't he topless?
Because there's not $1,000 in super chats here.
Hold it up again. Hold it up again. Hold it up again. I have to manually toggle if I want them to see you now because everything's broken. You better watch it. It's a good fucking movie. All right, you can hold it down now. I took it off of you.
I might have time next weekend to watch it, so that's what I'll do. Oh wait, no, I'll be in Las Vegas. Shit. Yeah. Oh well, next time.
There's this weekend. Ooh, I am rejecting you from this. What? See, funnily enough, I have plans this weekend that involve watching The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I will be marathoning the trilogy with some of my favorite drinking friends and getting very drunk. On your face.
Yeah, Obi-Wan, I'm just trolling you, man. Obi-Wan's the guy that bought it for me.
Uh-huh. All right, Obi-Wan says Trump Hotel in Vegas is well-priced and 5 stars. I'd piss on it before I stayed in it. I'm sorry. Fuck Trump. Ooh. I'm not sorry. Fuck Trump. He's a fucking moron. I don't like stupid. I do not like stupid people. I do not like stupid people. Subject statement says, I'm good with this. All of the Jesse, all the time. Now I need like moments, of like putting Jeff on there so I can go like pick my nose or something. I don't know.
Just do so they can randomly screenshot it. So like when we did our first live stream in person together for Spider-Man,
yeah.
The next week I got so many memes and so many pictures. I like this.
One, I don't know if you sent me or somebody sent me one, and it was like, it was so funny because you were making the stupidest face, and I'm looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's how most people interact with me. Like Dion, we're usually drunk together, so he can tolerate it, but
Caitlin Keeper the Jeremy says, give us some Jeff parody account material.
You could make a white Jeff account. That'd be funny.
That would be funny. White supremacy.
You too.
Preferably white supremacy Jeff.
That'd be really fucking weird. Well, it's just going to happen now that I don't want it to.
Please, white supremacy Jeff. I think that'd be great.
We had Coconut Jeff. See, I don't need Jeff accounts. I have like Darth Vader disembodied charred phallus or Chewbacca fan the Virgin 0824. Just random people that listen to the stuff I say.
Ooh, this is an important question that So Distant is asking you. Are those the extended editions of The Lord of the Rings?
Yes, they are. It's
important.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings, the Motion Picture Trilogy extended edition. Was it 9 discs or some shit?
Should be unless you have like special bonus features and stuff.
It says extended edition 2 times on the box.
It should be 6 discs for the movies themselves.
6 discs of the movie itself.
6 decks.
6 discs, okay.
Plus the bonus features. And then yeah, no, and that's all told should be about a 10.5 hour undertaking.
I don't know if I can commit to that. By the way, you got a $5 super chat.
I see it. I'm not blind, you know. I don't know if you're aware of this. I can read and I can see in color.
Yes, but you need contacts.
I do. I'm blind without them. Mongo's Big Thinks says underhanded tactic, Jesse, dehumanizing Jeff by hiding his face on the stream. JK. Oh, that's right.
What about a Mexican Jeff account? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people named Jeff that are Mexican.
I guess. I know. Well, I know. Well, no, sorry, he's El Salvadorian. I know an El Salvadorian Jeff.
Sorry, I'm not any Hispanic descent. Just a good old mix of a couple things.
You've let us all down.
Myself included.
Oh God, goodness! Oh, Jeffrey Huckleberry's here. I guess he heard talking about parody accounts, and he says, "I love Jedi because I'm Jeff's evil twin." He.
He took a picture of me from like our Instagram where we're at an IHOP drunk at 4 a.m. I'm like, great, just how I want everyone to remember me, drunk at an IHOP.
I mean, is there any other way to be at an IHOP? Wait, that's not true. Hungover. You can be hungover at an IHOP too.
I have a look at IHOP is a place my grandma likes to go. So she'll be like, honey, can we go to breakfast? And I'm like, sure, grandma. So I'll take her to IHOP, and I'm completely sober because my grandma picks up on shit like that.
That's reasonable. IHOP is a place I've gone to sober before. There was a spell where my mom had like a guilty thing for IHOP. So when I came home, she was like, "Oh, you're home. We can go to the unhealthy breakfast place," and we go to IHOP together. So I've been to IHOP sober at that point. I liked it as a kid too. It's always exciting as a kid. So
we didn't have them here when I was a little kid. We didn't start getting them until I was in high school, and now I'm just like, I prefer crack, bro.
You say you prefer crack?
Yes, crack or barrel.
Oh, okay. I heard I prefer crack, and I'm like,
because that's why I look the way I do. I have crack for breakfast every fucking morning. Look at these ribs. Look at these teeth. This is a body by crack.
Oh my God.
Stop.
Stop what?
You keep laughing, I keep laughing. Why?
It's not my fault. Don't blame me. It's not my fault.
Okay, hon, calm down.
I just like Cracker Barrel because they put bacon in everything, including things that ordinarily would not have bacon in them.
There isn't a food you could put bacon in that I'd be opposed to.
I had bacon in a milkshake. It was delightful.
I would consume that.
It was good. Go to Five Guys.
I do go to Five Guys, but I don't. My only complaint with Five Guys is the fact that they don't toast their buns enough. So by the time I get my burger, like the bun melts. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I hear you. Anna just sent me a picture of her Catwoman mask. It's really cool.
Cool. Like from Batman Returns, Catwoman?
Not quite. It's the thing we were talking about
before we had our stream. I was watching a video from DC Comics. They talked about restoring the old Batman costumes for Comic-Con. It was really cool. You got to see how they did it. Like they would take the old latex or foam latex, and it was like turned into powder. So they would make a new batch of it, but they would put the old stuff in there to have like DNA of the old Bat costumes. Pretty cool video.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love shit like that. Like production of movies is way more interesting than like the deeper meanings of themes to me.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I like the writing. I like allegory and messages and things like that. But I also really like production. Production is really interesting. When I watch a film, I look at it for writing. I look at it for editing. This is the thing. This is what happens after you go to film school. Is you can't just watch a movie like a regular person anymore. Not even like a regular critical person anymore. Because it's like I watch for the writing, I watch for the editing, I watch for the acting, I watch for the directing, and that's a big step. Is like to differentiate between the acting and the directing. I look at production value, what they've done with production value, how they use set design, like all the technical bullshit.
Okay. Well, shout out to Salvador who's still watching.
Hooray!
Just want to give him a shout out. He is a super listener.
It's good.
Plus,
Just gonna leave this on you
he's
for a while.
military, so thank you.
Gonna leave this on you for a minute.
Okay.
Apparently I hate veterans or something. This happened like last week on your channel. Someone was telling you I hate disabled vets. Apparently.
I'm not saying that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it ain't true.
So the stream's on me, right? Should I start showing random shit?
I don't know. Whatever you want. Just
Like this? I don't feel like talking.
All right. Why don't you feel like talking?
I do feel like talking. Actually, I'm waiting to drink because I'm at that point because I'm on my 5th or 6th beer of this 12-pack.
Uh-huh.
And so this is a strong beer, so it's like that teetering point. It's like I want to keep going down, but I could go the other way and stop.
Well, do you have that thing though? Because like wherever you're at, do you get this sometimes where like you'll drink a whole bunch, and just because of where you're at, it doesn't hit you right away, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck. Do you have that?
Yeah. I have that happen quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm starting to get a little bit of a buzz going. I'm very pleased. I'm like a pleasant
I am too.
Buzz. Good little buzz.
I probably first round of shots are on me in Vegas.
Who's a what?
I said first round of shots are on me in Vegas.
Hooray! We're doing shots in Vegas.
You bought the first in Chicago, so let me return the favor.
This is true. I can do that.
Everyone's commenting on the roided out Luke Skywalker. Sorry, folks. Yeah, Luke Skywalker hit the gym between 1977 and 1995. But, you know.
I just realized I have literally nothing on my schedule tomorrow.
Oh.
That's an exciting time in my life. Oh, back to me. Now back to your man. Now back to me. Now back to your man. Now back to me. I am not.
You're not black enough to say that.
I am not your man. But I feel like him. I'm just thinking the Old Spice commercial does not work in this context.
No. The best Old Spice commercial is the Terry Crews commercials. Power! I love that guy so much.
Honestly, the best moment in any Old Spice commercial ever is just, I'm on a horse.
Yeah. You know what the weird thing is? So when I was in college, we had a cafeteria. The TV was at the very end, and I couldn't hear shit on the TV. But whenever they played the Old Spice commercial and you hear the whistle, like I would just hear the whistle part, and that's it. Because it was back when they had the Bruce Campbell Hungry Like the Wolf ad campaign.
Oh.
And God, he's the fucking... Because I went to Michigan State, and Sam Raimi went there, and everyone talked about him, those guys making Evil Dead. And, like, he was a big deal up there, still to this day. Like, they still talk about Sam Raimi. Like, he's their greatest alum.
Hooray for that.
He really is.
I actually watched back on the moving back. I watched a new Old Spice commercial. It was on YouTube, and I was like, you know what? Old Spice commercials are fun. Let me watch this one. And I loved it because I was like, you know what? Old Spice is holding out. They're not going woke like Gillette. They're giving into their broness, and I appreciate good broness.
I do too.
I love all the broness on Sunday. Drink up, guys. Wish I could drink with you two, but I'm at work. Also contributing to keep Jeff's shirt on. No offense, Jeff.
No offense taken. You gave $5 to the greater good to drink.
Mm-hmm.
So I thank you.
I mean, is it really that horrifying to gaze upon shirtless?
Not as people would think, but you know, he is a dude, so I don't take it personally.
I mean, I guess he doesn't like actively want to see you with your shirt off, but like, is it weird? Like, if a guy is just chilling with their shirt, like, is it weird? Like, chat. If you just saw a guy just chilling with his shirt off on a live stream, is that weird for you?
Ooh, excuse me.
I don't know.
I really don't want to see anybody in the Fandom Menace without a shirt on, bro-wise. It's just like no big deal, you know. Thanks, Jeremy. Stay close.
So I'm your bro. And you saying you don't want to see me with my shirt off? Because this is the dichotomy of being a female bro. Is like, we're bros. We're definitely bros. But I'm also going to be a little bit offended if you don't want to see me with my shirt off.
Okay, well, I don't want to offend. I want to keep the show going. So,
well, I'm not taking my shirt off because I'll get demonetized.
I think you've been demonetized already.
This stream, there's no evidence to suggest that this stream has been demonetized, other than the fact that it doesn't work.
I'm just joking. I won't say it.
You can swear, dude. I swear in my regular videos. You may say whatever you want in my live stream. Many have been demonetized.
My channel's called World Class Bullshitters. Believe me. And my play button's on the way. They're okay with it.
Hooray!
Yeah, it's only been like 5 months since I've been at 100,000 plus, so I've been waiting for that thing for a while.
Apparently, Jeremy's gonna get his play button too, and he's very excited.
Well, fuck him. I got to get my video up first. I got my play button.
Good for you. Got to do your play button video before Jeremy does.
No, I'll beat him to a video, and today I got my play button.
Your Jeremy impression is lacking. This is actually so me. I female human Jesse. I have to make my voice higher to imitate Jeremy.
See, I don't want to imitate Jeremy. I like him. He's a good guy. He's a friend. But I'm me.
When I do my Jeremy impression is what I'm saying. So, like, this is my regular speaking voice. When I do my Jeremy impression, it's, what's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video. And today, I feel like that's a pretty solid Jeremy. I don't know. I'm not objective.
You can have it. I don't care.
I'm not a competition. I'm just saying, I feel like it's a pretty solid Jeremy. Yes, no, maybe so?
I'll go with yes. Like, if I close my eyes, say it again. Jeremy, is that you?
Shut up. What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today,
where's your hat? Oh shit, you don't have a hat on.
In my butt.
How dare you?
That's the thing Jeremy would do. Anyway, I'm just saying, if I want to imitate Jeremy, I actually have to make my voice higher.
You know,
he is a human chihuahua. He is.
I just had a visual image of Jeremy, or a mental image of Jeremy in some like rich woman's purse.
Oh my God. Oh, I love being awful to Jeremy, which is hilarious. Like, Jeremy's legit one of my closest friends now. Like, I don't know how that happened. Probably too many times of him being like, Jesse, I'm falling asleep driving. Call me so I don't crash. And then we just have these heart-to-hearts, and we just tell each other everything. Have these, like, girly sleepover moments where we're like, tell me about your feelings. And he's never actually said that to me. But, like, we just talk. We've talked a lot. And, like, he's legit one of my really good friends. But he's just so fun to shit on.
I'm looking forward to hanging out with him at Celebration next year. That'll be the next time I see him.
Yeah?
No.
I mean, the next time I see him will probably be whenever the next time he decides to drive across the fucking country is. Which will probably
just
be like 3 weeks from now. He was talking. He was like, maybe I'll come out to Las Vegas. And then, like, when I saw him before he left from, because that's what he was saying earlier in this trip. And then when I saw him before he left on yesterday, he was like, I'm not fucking going to Vegas. I'm like, you better fucking not. Like, that's crazy. You need to go home. You need to be with your family. You need to fucking sleep for more than 3 hours a fucking night.
We're just gonna go live in a bar for a couple days. Are they ever closed in Vegas?
No, they're not. You can drink right along.
Well, I know you hate In-N-Out Burger, so that'll be the only time I'm not in a bar is at In-N-Out Burger.
Fuck you. I'm
4x4, animal style fries.
Oh God, you're disgusting. I'm not going with you on that adventure.
I'm okay with that.
Fine.
I mean,
I'll just find new friends.
I love how our arguments were like we were against each other for Star Wars, but we came together to shit on Jeremy. And now it's like In-N-Out Burger, we're apart. Are you drinking water during the stream?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm severely dehydrated right now. I ran out of seltzer water coinciding with the beginning of the heat wave, and I have not made it across the street yet to buy more because that's far. And life is hard, okay? Hard. Macy Van Dusen wants Jeff, for the record, is doing the. You know what we should do is I should talk. I should have you up. You can just visually. You can do the American Sign Language version of whatever I'm saying. You know, represent that with American Sign Language. I'm not sure if that's really American Sign Language, Jeff. Is that really American Sign Language? Because last time I saw American Sign Language, it looked a little different.
Well, we all interpret things differently in our personal lives.
I guess we do. Anyway,
we have to take a sip for that.
Macy Van Dusen says, what percentage of the super chats do you keep? 70%. Just like anything on YouTube, we keep 70% of our total revenue.
Oh my God, there's another Jeff account.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new Jeff account. Jefferist Pickles.
All
Yes,
right. I guess I just like parodying your name.
that's fine with me. Just join YouTube and hang out with us during our show each Wednesday from 6 till whenever.
Or just come on my channel and troll me because I'm better than Jeff.
My audience respects me. They don't troll us.
My audience respects me too. That's why 300 of them liked my stripper picture.
We're not a very social media savvy channel.
I am. Sorry, my friend's asking me to actually do things with her tomorrow. Friends. Friends. Thursday's my day with this particular friend, but we can't hike tomorrow because she's sick. I kind of and because of the heat wave. I fought my ankle giving fencing lessons a few days ago, but it's better. So I was like, I'm gonna go hike because I need it, but I'm like, I don't want to do it alone, and it's also hot. So now she's like, let's go right. I'm like, that sounds good.
By the way, shout out to Michael B for quoting Dodgeball.
Huh, hooray. I saw that movie for the first time like a couple years ago.
It's a great movie.
It is. It's a fantastic movie, and I love Alan Tudyk. I love him so much.
Yar, Peter. Yar, Steve.
I met him at Star Wars Celebration. I geeked out on him. He signed because I didn't have anything. Well, I didn't have anything to sign. So he signed me a K2SO picture, but he wrote a Firefly quote on it, the one that I wanted him to, the one that I used in my senior yearbook. He wrote, curse yourself, no sudden but inevitable betrayal, and it was great. And so I have that like framed on my table over there. And whatchamacallit? Words, English language. I can speak words. I just lost it. Oh, I brought my Jane hat. Jeff, you don't care about this yet. You will. I brought my Jane hat and I had him scribble on it. And it was very exciting. Now Jane has to wear my Jane hat. I'm speaking of which, I gotta grab my kittens for you guys. It's hot, so they're probably either napping. Proper Jeremy, thank you for the super chat. It says the burgers at In-N-Out are awesome. The fries suck. They do. Will my 5-seat Hyundai Elantra be enough room for our Back to the Future tour? Jeff, are you
not even for just me and you in the car, bro.
Are you guys flying out, or are you gonna drive out?
We're all flying next year to California. There's no reason we would all drive.
Are you renting a car, or are you gonna just like?
We're gonna rent a car. So Proper Jeremy, we're gonna have a rental SUV that you can drive for us.
There you go. Also,
Proper Jeremy, I'm volunteering you.
Proper Jeremy and I drive the same car.
My mom used to have one of those.
I love my Hyundai.
What year is it?
2014.
Oh shit, my mom's was 05.
No, mine's. So this is my fun saga of Jesse cars. This is my third car. I had a black Hyundai Elantra that was like maybe an 09, because my parents got me one when I moved to when I started going to college in Vermont, because it was very difficult to get public transit home, and they're like, I want you to ever come home ever. So here, have this car. And I was like, awesome. And that got totaled with me trying to avoid a woodchuck, going into a ditch, hitting a tree very lightly, but at the just wrong spot that it totaled the car. But it was still really new at that point and in really good condition. So I got almost the value of a new car for it. So I got a 2012 Hyundai Elantra that brand fucking new, and it was great. And I drove that around for a few years until I was just about to road trip out here to live, and turned out there was an issue with a piston. There was it was a manufacturing issue and whatnot, and it took so long to fix it, to the point where we had to postpone my road trip to move out to California by like a month or two for them to get it fixed. They fixed it. I take the car. I'm driving it. It's an automatic. I get it like 2 blocks from the lot, and it stalls and dies. And I'm like, what the fuck? So we bring it back. I'm like, this is a computer issue. And we're like, computer issues, when you put a computer on an automatic car, that's really hard to get right again. So we're like, all right, you guys are going to give us the deal of a lifetime on a new car, which is how I ended up with the 2014. And Jackson took me across the country. So yes, my car's name is Jackson.
Emily Freeman had a super chat.
I see it. Emily asks, well, I need to refill my glass before I read it so I can drink. Emily asks, Jesse, would you ever stream watch movies or NFL? Yeah. I would definitely stream watch. I actually stream watch movies with my highest patron tier once a month, so I got to get with them and make sure we get a July one. No, proper Jeremy, mine is not a 6, mine is on automatic.
Here, let's cheers.
Anyway, yes, cheers for your super chat. I stream watch. I do stream watches with my patrons. I need to do one. Okay, so my cousin, as a gag gift, because he watches. So we watched Geeks and Gamers. He lives in Florida, and that's the only reason I can think of. And I was on it one day, and he was like, "Oh my God, Jesse, it's my cousin!" So he texted me, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're on Geeks and Gamers." I'm like, "Yeah." And so then he started watching my channel. He was so upset. He was really, really excited about it. So he knows all of my opinions on Disney, Star Wars, and all that shit. And he, as a birthday present, as a gag gift, got me Solo on DVD. So I'm putting it off, but I've said that I'm going to do a live watch of that. And if
Let's do it on this show.
What? You want to do it on the show?
We could do, when we get closer to episode 9, we should do commentaries alternating weeks of the Disney Star Wars flicks. We could just shit on them.
Oh, I can't sit through those movies again. I got to do the Solo one at some point. We can do that on the show. I will smash it when I'm done, though. And I've said this too, if we hit $1,000 in super chats during the stream, I will smash the DVD player with the DVD in it in the middle of the fucking stream. And then just
I've had that happen before. Let's make that happen on this channel, folks.
Amen. And I will use that money to go buy a new DVD Blu-ray player.
I would say, don't get a DVD player. Get yourself a Blu-ray player. DVDs are for Star Wars Resistance.
I have a DVD Blu-ray player right now because I still own a bunch of DVDs from way back. So, and I guess they play on Blu-ray players anyway. Maybe some of them, I don't know.
They do. I have a PlayStation 4. It plays all of them.
Whatever. I have something cheap from Radio Shack. Actually, you know what? I kind of
Radio Shack.
I kind of don't want to smash that now because it's the last thing I ever bought at Radio Shack.
Put that up and save it.
Yeah, no, I'm not smashing that, but I will smash the DVD midstream given sufficient super chat.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to our listener. Hold on. Logan Michael, who says Nicole Simpson can't rap. Well, I want justice, Logan Michael. Thank you for the Chappelle Show reference. Also,
I
love that people.
The point about streaming NFL. Yes, actually, my LA cheesesteak review crew has many intentions to live stream from a bar Eagles games this season. So yes, live streaming Eagles games is definitely on the table in the near future. So. And you're gonna love if you guys think you've seen me yell, you're gonna fucking love me when I watch the Eagles. People think they've experienced full volume Jesse. People think that. And I may have approximated it. I think the close I got, I've approximated it before with a couple whats here and there, with a couple of are you fucking kidding me's during my Solo review. If you the most raw Jesse that there is watching the Eagles. What do you want, Jeff? What do you want?
I'm just listening to you talk about watching the Eagles because I'm really interested right now.
You're not. You don't even care. But it's watching the Eagles during the playoffs. If you want to see full volume Jesse, there is nothing. I'll be in a bar with hundreds of people. It'll be me clutching my beer, staring at the screen, full fucking volume, like a crazy person. And there's Jeff's impression of, no, do it again. You got to narrate. You're no fun.
And that is why I won't do 2 shows a night anymore. I won't do it. What movie is that from?
I don't know.
I'm waiting.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, chat. What movie is that from? I'll be impressed if anyone gets it seriously. I'll give you a shout out and maybe send you a sticker. I don't know. All right, nobody knows it.
What is it?
I'm gonna give them 5 more seconds. Yep, They got it. Was it Kleinmeyer got it right. It's Beetlejuice.
Okay. I've seen that once, I think.
Once?
Yeah.
Beetlejuice is so good.
It's fine. It's a movie.
Yeah, well, I really care. So are we getting? Let's just keep this going. This is fun.
Yeah, all right. Well, what are we going to continue talking about?
So I put on Return to the Jedi since we started this stream. I'm at the 44-minute marker. The only reason I'm watching is because I do not have Empire Strikes Back or A New Hope on my computer. They're on my phone or my hard drive, and I really don't feel like pulling out my hard drive.
Tisk. You know, you talk for a second. I got to look at this real quick.
Okay, so folks, let me tell you about the first time I ever saw Star Wars. Actually, it's really boring. I won't tell you that story. But I'm going to read the chat and respond to some people. So,
how old again? You when you first saw Star Wars?
I was 7. Yeah, I saw it in 95 or 6, 7, going on 8. Because Christmas 96 is when I got the Millennium Falcon, and by that year, so okay, is it clicked on me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had all of this shit as a kid, like everything you see. TIE Fighter, X-Wing, Land Speeder, Millennium Falcon, all the figures, including Princess Leia and many, many more. And I was obsessed with that movie. Funniest part of that story is I thought it was just one film. I had no clue that there was more than one Star Wars movie. So I really bought into that one film a lot. And it's one of the reasons why we have this channel. So glad you guys enjoy this stream. What's my favorite Star Wars ship, Blake? Millennium Falcon, hands down. Favorite ship. Love the design.
What's your second favorite?
Probably just a basic X-Wing, solely because I used to play all those video games, and I just loved to use the X-Wing and fly around the galaxy. It was very convenient.
My second favorite is the Outrider, because I grew up playing Shadows of the Empire on N64, and I fucking love that game, and I fucking love Dash Rendar.
Dash Rendar is awesome. You have good taste, and you also have 2 $5 super chats. You get to
I
drink
know.
again.
I don't need you to tell me these things. I know.
Sometimes you get on tangents and you're, thinking about Dash Rendar and all this other bullshit.
Yes.
Anyway.
I don't know if you know this, but I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years now. All right?
Really?
Yeah. And I know how to deal with my super chats on my channel. Weirdly enough.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't just
surprise you.
I'm every time we interact once a week, I learn to like you a little bit less. I mean, a little bit more, excuse me.
Hilarious. I thought we were going to be drinking buddies in Vegas next week.
Oh, we are. We can hate each other and drink.
I would prefer not to hate you. We had such fun in Columbus.
Well, yeah, pretty good.
Okay. I mean, that's, to be fair, I was the one having fun and then melting down, and you were the one having fun and then dealing with me melting down. So I can see how it could be less fun for you.
At least you can sympathize with my situation in life.
I'm a very empathetic person. All right. Emily Freeman says, stream and I will buy a Milestone Eagles jersey. Yes! Happening. I'm in the UK, so no one knows the difference. I already got an Aguilar one, and this is an excuse. Yes, Emily Freeman, you're my new favorite person. Why don't I have a Milestone Eagles jersey? Great question. Damn, Emily Freeman, I love you. You're my new favorite human.
I'll send you a Cleveland Browns Milestone jersey.
I will fight you. Look.
Fight me. I've beaten you before. I'll beat you again. Bring it on.
I will wrap that jersey around your neck, douse it in kerosene, and light it on fire.
That's a hate crime, first off. Secondly,
you're only part black.
It's still a hate crime. You hate me.
I'm a Jew. I can't commit hate crimes.
Ooh, you lit me on fire. I think I would have a leg up in court.
It's a jersey.
Anyway.
I'm pretty sure people understand if it's a Cleveland Browns jersey. Those are mitigating circumstances, Jeff. Anyway, proper Jeremy.
I don't think the court would sympathize with your loyalty to the Eagles.
It depends on where the court. I'm entitled to a jury of my peers, right? Philadelphians is a jury of my peers.
No, you're going to probably commit the crime in Las Vegas. So you'll be held there and tried there.
Bring you to Philly and burn you alive in Philadelphia.
I have this on tape as proof. So when the FBI shows up to your house, they're like, Miss Milestone, we need to talk. They're not going to try to get you into the Avengers Initiative. They're going to arrest your ass if you threaten to burn me alive on a live stream. This is bullshit. I quit the show. Fuck you.
We really progressed from you to burning you alive. Roofing you and forcing you to watch 4 or 5 hours burning you alive. I don't know why it is, Jeff. You just inspire such violence.
Thanks. Some people say, "Oh, you have a nice smile. You're easy to talk to." I want to burn you the fuck alive. Thanks, Jesse.
Who tells you you have a nice smile and you're easy to talk to? Who said?
Quite a few people. Okay.
All right. Anyway, Proper Jeremy sent a super chat, and he says, "I'll drive, but only if I can upload a video detailing our trip. By the way, our trip will include lunch. Take one guess as to where. Think opening of Back to the Future.
Burger King."
Am I still being your videographer?
Yes, you are. I'm making you be committed to that trip. Even if you don't film shit, I just want to bother you the whole time.
Okay.
Because you threatened to light me on fire. We'll listen to the Doors the whole time.
If this is gonna be anything like it was its Celebration, I'm gonna be sitting on someone's lap. So.
Well, Channel Dad Brian Late may be dead to us by then. So.
Oh no! What did he do?
He backed out of fucking Horror Hound.
Oh, you're not by any chance checking a bag going to Vegas, are you?
No, should I?
Because you owe me some of his beer.
I don't have any. He's dead to me.
You were supposed to bring it to Columbus. That was your one job.
I held you up while you puked. I made up for that one job.
He said it turned out really well. I was really curious for it.
Yeah, of course.
I like beer.
Clearly, I do too. These cans look really tiny in my hand, don't they?
Everything looks tiny in your hands, including my hands. There's photographic evidence of that.
That is the best photo ever taken of us. That's the only photo ever taken of us. We barely occupy the same thing.
Photo taken of us, and it's just my hand. I'm glad that's the best photo ever taken of us. There's clearly one other photo taken of us because it's the one we keep putting around for mindless bullshit. So I'm glad the one.
Shout out to Star Wars for life.
I'm glad that the one that actually has my face in it doesn't matter to you. Great.
Wait, what's that?
I'm glad the picture that actually has my face in it doesn't matter to you.
Oh, I heard you. I just wanted to hear you repeat yourself.
You suck. Camera's on right now. Camera's on you. Oh, this is fun. There's exciting things that. What the fuck are you wearing?
These are airsoft glasses.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to read a super chat from Proper Jeremy. He says,
I'm gonna read the super chat. Remember, it's my live stream. I will read the super chat.
Okay, you take the $3.
No, I am driving. Therefore, we will listen to nothing but Huey Lewis and the news. End of discussion.
Do you like Huey Lewis and the news? Their early work was a little too new wave for my taste, but when sports came out in '83, they really came into their own, both commercially and creatively. Huey's been called the modern-day Elvis Costello.
Carry on, Jeff. Carry on.
Do you know where that's from?
No. What?
You really don't know what this is from?
No.
Chat, what movie is that from? I'm watching the chat right now. I know Logan Michael's going to get it in the next, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. I'm waiting for the
here. Hey, Reese likes the Eagles. He's one of my Philly boys. Got one in my place. Got a Philly.
I don't dislike the Eagles. I told you, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has multiple Eagles-themed episodes. Therefore, I appreciate it. By the way, shout out to Gary North. It's from American Psycho. Boom. Oh. And yes, Proper Jeremy, modern-day Elvis Costello.
I've seen that movie twice, and it's fine.
Oh, it is amazing.
It's fine. It's not one of my favorites.
It's amazing.
It's not that great.
It's great.
It's good. It's not great.
It's great. It's great.
It's not great.
It's better than Return of the Jedi.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. Are you actually arguing that American Psycho is better than Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Fuck this. I'm out. This is good on you.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching Mindless Bullshit. We'll be back next week with more.
It's your stream now. Your stream now.
Oh, you actually just left the stream. Okay. So what are we going to talk about today, folks? Let's see. Yes, Legacy. I too have to return some videotapes to my local video store. I love how people are very mad with me that I said American Psycho is better than Return of the Jedi.
Because you're wrong. Because you're wrong.
If you're going to yell at me, at least be in frame. There you are, Milestone.
I went to get a kitten because this chat.
Oh, kitten.
This show deserves a kitten. This is Malcolm Reynolds. He just went poop like a little boy.
I prefer Frank Reynolds.
And now he's wiping his ass on me, which is disgusting.
Frank Reynolds would. He poops the bed.
Wipe your
He
butt.
did it. He did the poop.
Wipe your little butt. I have to wipe my cat's butt. All right? This is my life now. This is my life.
Thank you, Team Jesse, for Good Evening Pop Culture. This is what this show's become. We're no longer Mindless Bullshit. This is Good Evening Pop Culture. We are live. It is Wednesday, 8:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's rock and roll.
It is 5:41 Pacific, and fuck you. Is that what's gonna happen? Is like if Mindless Bullshit goes on too long, it's just gonna become Good Evening Pop Culture at a certain point?
Sure, it'll. I have learned that a 6-pack of beer is not enough for a live stream with you.
Good to know. This kid, are you done? Are you out?
No, I still have one. I have one more left.
This kitten is touching my face, and I love him. I love this kitten.
Shout out to Stone Cold Jeremy. He's the real MVP of the chat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like our show's almost over because, cat.
Did I have a drunk moment and mishear you? Where you said American Psycho is better than The Last Jedi or The Return of the Jedi. Which did you say?
Both.
Because I heard Return of the Jedi, but someone in the chat said The Last Jedi. I heard you say Return of the Jedi.
I said both.
Okay, the thing I heard you say was Return of the Jedi, which is false. Everything's better than The Last Jedi. But what I heard you say was Return of the Jedi.
I can make you a list of films better than Return of the Jedi.
American Psycho is not one of them. It is not a great film.
What Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade might be better than Return of the Jedi.
It is, not even might. It's the better final chapter of the trilogy. Indiana Jones trilogy is stronger than Star Wars trilogy.
No, it's not, because it's not a cohesive trilogy.
It's a great trilogy. Just because it's a trilogy. The Dollars trilogy is not cohesive, and it's one of the best of all time.
The original Star Wars trilogy is one story.
That doesn't make it a better trilogy.
The Indiana Jones, it depends how you define trilogy. Indiana Jones is not really a proper trilogy.
It's marketed as the Indiana Jones trilogy, officially from Lucasfilm. It's the Indiana Jones trilogy.
Yes, but by what people traditionally think of as a trilogy, it's not traditionally a trilogy.
Look if we go movie for movie.
Also, you cannot balance because that's the thing is Indiana Jones has the Temple of Doom, which I still love. I love Temple of Doom. I will watch the shit out of it. But you cannot make the argument that Raiders and Last Crusade together can top a solid 3 films of the original Star Wars trilogy.
Yes, I can.
Not superior to any of the 3.
Temple of Doom is an underrated classic, and Return of the Jedi is kind of shitty underneath it.
The Return of the Jedi is not shitty, and What's Her Face is the most annoying woman ever put on screen.
Kate Capshaw.
What?
You know what? Kate Capshaw may scream a little bit. I give you that one. But you know what? It has better set pieces. It's more exciting, and we don't have to do a 1-to-1 compare. If we look at A New Hope to Raiders of the Lost Ark, they're on equal footing. I'll give you that. Temple of Doom to Empire, I'm going to give Empire the slight edge. But when we get to Last Crusade, when we get to Last Crusade versus Return of the Jedi, Last Crusade is a 10, Return of the Jedi is a 7. Last Crusade is better on every fucking level than Return of the Jedi. You cannot argue that.
It might be fun, but it does not hold a candle as a piece of cinema to Empire. Not even close.
I never said that. I'm not making the argument.
You said Empire has the slight edge.
It's a slight edge. It's an edge. No. It's an edge, though. It's an edge.
Empire blows it out of the water.
It's an edge.
It's not slight. It is pretty.
And Last Crusade annihilates Return of the Jedi on every level.
Not annihilate it.
It's not even. You know what? Return of the Jedi is Walter Donovan when he drinks out of the wrong cup of Christ. He turns to dust. He is shit.
They're not even comparable. They're not comparable because Last Crusade is a very solidly standalone film, and the Return of the Jedi
it's a 10 out of 10.
is the culmination of the two films that came before it.
It's a story of a father and son. It's a much more compelling father and son story than Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker.
Oh my God! The wrong gal here says
I give a shit about Henry Jones Sr. Look it. Everybody in Last Crusade is fantastic. You know who's great in Return of the Jedi? Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. I love Peter Mayhew, but what did he contribute? He's just Chewbacca. He's there. He growls. Great.
Always
Walter Donovan, Allison Duty. Well, his name is I can't think of his name because I'm drinking. But all the characters. You got Sala. You got all the villains, the Nazis, Colonel Vogel. All of them. They're great supporting characters. There's more personality in every character in Last Crusade than in Return of the Jedi. You may face a faceless army in both films, but there are better. So, for example, name 3 villains from Return of the Jedi. You have Vader, you have the Emperor, you have Grand Moff Jerjerrod. You have so many more memorable villains in Last Crusade.
Quantity of villain, and also Last Crusade has Hitler, which doesn't count.
How does it not count? They win.
No, you can't play Hitler. That's like giving someone a wedgie when you know they're on their period, Jeff. It's cheating.
But I still won. I still beat you in Columbus. I'll beat you if we get into a fight in Nevada. I'm gonna always win.
Cheating.
Winning.
Cheating.
Winning.
Cheating.
I won. You tapped. I didn't. Game
cheating!
over.
Because you cheated.
Ric Flair is the greatest world champion of all time. I'm Ric Flair. You're a very good. Who are you? You're like King 1994.
Villain. You cannot play Hitler as I trumped your villain. For fuck's sake. Oh, as the wrong girl points out here, Lando, also an excellent character in Return of the Jedi. Admiral Akbar, also excellent.
To be fair, I wasn't.
Mothma, solid as a character.
I wasn't gonna play the Hitler card. I completely forgot he was in the movie for a minute. So you kind of played the Hitler card for me, and now I beat you with your own point. Boom, done.
No, because you can't play the Hitler card because it's cheating.
He's the greatest real-life villain of all time. He's a piece of shit, and I'm glad he's dead. Guess what? He's in the movie, and they burn books, and Indiana Jones beats his fucking army.
They didn't create Hitler. They're just utilizing him. It's not.
And he lost there, too.
My God. All right, the Mongo's Big Thing says this is great fun. Stone Cold Jeremy says, woo! Flex, 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 flex.
Then he goes, woo! Like that. There you go. Yeah, this is actually so much fun. I don't know if it's like
my hair needs to go masturbate now. My hair just said I need to rub one out to relax.
Nick Utam is here in the chat, fellow World Class Bullshit. Says Steph wins, no questions.
Hey,
boom.
You're biased, all right? You're biased. You're on the same.
He's a genius. He's not biased. He's a smart man. You respect that Samoan. Not be racist.
He can be smart and biased. I'm smart too, all right?
And biased.
Negatron says I win, so fuck you. And Drunk Jesse says I'm a babe and I'm right. And Drunk Jesse clearly.
Yeah, but Kleinmare says Temple of Doom is fucking amazing. It's not as good as Empire, but it's pretty close. I have to agree with you there, Jeff.
Jeff, you and I both know that Drunk Jesse knows things that even sober Jesse doesn't know. So.
But Drunk Jesse also was the one that got beat.
Because you cheated!
Folks, here's how the match went down. We said, hey, let's wrestle. Okay. So I picked up Jessie and I pinned her down. And then she claims that I gave her a wedgie and spanked her. But the reality is she tapped out.
Oh, you were giving me in the process of giving me a wedgie. Which is
Mm-hmm.
true because I overshare that I was bleeding from the vagina.
I'm just reading the chat. Jeff, you cheated.
That's right.
It's not cheating. It's winning.
It's cheating.
Winning.
That's like, oh, you knew I was bleeding, right? So you went to that'd be like me kicking you in the balls because I know you had balls. I'm sorry. Would me kicking you in the balls to win that fight have been cheating?
Yes.
Turnabout, then the same thing. Then the bloody wedgie was fucking cheating.
But Wedgie, I don't want to get into that right now.
You knew. You might not have been thinking, might have occurred to you in the moment. But it was a factor in play. It was.
Anyway.
Shut up, Nick. You're not welcome here. I will kick you off this channel.
Oh, you better not. He's gonna kick you out of the car in California.
Also, Nick, you said if I sent you that my senior film that you'd watch it. Did you ever watch it? I sent it to you. You ever watched it? Anyway.
Can I get a copy? I want to watch it.
Fine. My hair says that you're a misogynist.
I sent you our Patreon exclusive content.
Wait, you sent it to me? Oh, you did. I gotta watch it. Send it to me again. It's hiding somewhere.
Can you? We've had like 4 messages in a week. Can you not go back 4 messages and say, "Hey, here's it tomorrow"?
Life is hard. Did you text it to me or did you message it to me? I don't remember.
I don't have your phone number. I sent it to you over Facebook.
You do have my phone number. We did phone numbers in Columbus.
Like I would ever text you.
We did. Literally, we communicated via text the entire time in Columbus. And then
I would look on my phone, but this is what I'm live streaming from right now.
And then we communicated via Messenger because there was another time in Columbus where I think I called, I needed to call you or something, and you were like, I don't have your number. I was like, bitch, you do.
Bitch, I do.
Thank you for forgetting repeatedly that you have my fucking number, asshole.
Michael B says, you start wrestling matches, you better be able to finish them, regardless if it's clean or not.
Fine,
I won.
I will kick him in the fucking nuts next time. Is that what you want?
That's not official.
Is that what you
use
want?
that in a wrestling match. You can't use that in the wrestling match. That's against the rules.
Ground rules? We didn't set
it's not. It's the official rule book.
Yeah, because we were officially wrestling on the books.
Then don't complain that I beat you cleanly.
Cheating.
Irrelevant.
Jesse's hair makes a good point. Underwear is not cheap. Also, it would have gotten on my shorts. And I like those shorts. Were you going to buy me a new pair of shorts?
I could.
You wouldn't be able to find those shorts. Those are good shorts.
I could just go to a laundromat and clean them for you. Well, you could clean them. I'll pay for it.
Fuck you, Jeff.
Ugh.
Why are
just
we
change the name of the Just change the name of the show from Mindless Bullshit to Fuck You, Jeff. There we go.
Fuck you, Jeff.
Thank you, Mongo Big Think.
This argument is worth 1/2 portion.
You quoted The Force Awakens, but I get to drink.
I get to drink, so, that's fine. I didn't see if Nick responded. Nick, did you ever watch the thing I sent you? No?
R3353M says, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Shout out to the Eddie Guerrero reference.
Oh, Nick said yes. Well, thanks for getting back to me about it, Nick, and telling me how bad it was, which is what you're supposed to do.
Have faith.
What?
You never mind. We won't talk about that on air. Nick knows about this BC classic. It's a massacre.
It was a what?
We'll talk off air about it.
I'm confused. Jesse's hair says those shorts tie the room together. Dude, these shorts, my camo shorts, they're good. I like them.
That's so.
Yeah, they're good shorts.
Hey, there's a Jeff with Glasses account.
Oh, Nick is gonna tell Jeff with glasses. I have glasses. Great. Nick is gonna. Are you gonna tell me in the chat?
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
What?
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
I totally would.
Fine. That's cheating.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Because you don't need glasses. You're just doing it to cheat. What do you want?
I'm waiting for you to talk. This is your channel.
You're on the thing now.
I'm not obligated to entertain these people.
You're not. I think you are just by being there, though.
Thanks.
So Megatron 95, are you named just for like Megatron, like the entity, or is it because of Supernatural? I never heard of Megatron before Supernatural.
Wait, did you say you never heard of Megatron before? Megatron's from Transformers. You're thinking of the Metatron, God's angel, the voice of God?
Metatron. Alcohol. Alcohol.
This is bullshit.
You're bullshit. Literally.
You're mindless.
That's right. Exactly. So we're doing our jobs.
Yeah. Your job.
That's actually okay. So there's 3 jobs that I would want at Universal Studios. One,
and they are the flame on the stunt ride, the tire on the Italian Job ride, and what else?
Okay, so none of those things exist at Universal Studios Hollywood. No, I'm not Universal Studios Hollywood. I would want to be the chick from the Waterworld stunt show, which is, I still have yet to see Waterworld the movie, but I assume the stunt show is way better than the movie ever could be. The tricker jobs. Anyway, sorry. I would want to be one of the raptors that they do for the raptor encounter for the Jurassic Park area. So he's going to be in a raptor suit and just pretend to want to eat people. Or I would be Megatron because his entire job is just being a dick to kids.
Oh, that'd be perfect for you.
Yeah, I'm good at that. David Hervey says, "Did you
Hervey, show some respect."
I said David Hervey. Did you guys see?
He's on every one of my streams. Thank you, David.
Can I finish reading his super chat or not? Are you done? Are you done? You done? Yeah? Good. Did you guys see the
Anyway, I was just saying.
Fuck you, Jeff. David Hervey, you apparently respect, even though you don't want me to read a super chat, says, did you guys see the new Mr. Rogers trailer? I have not.
I watched it. I'm kind of interested in that movie. I love the music in the trailer.
I've heard a lot about it, and I'm really intrigued.
What are your feelings on Mr. Rogers in general?
As a human being?
Did you watch the show?
Yeah, I watched him growing up. And you know he wears a sweater because he has all his tattoos that he got like while he was a fucking soldier.
Is that real?
Mr. Rogers was a war hero.
I'm not disputing it. I've never heard that story. I put it like this. I watched the show every day as a kid. I never really looked into Mr. Rogers post, being a child.
I didn't learn that until later because I watched Mr. Rogers a lot growing up. I loved it. I really enjoyed his show. I enjoyed all of that. And then I was informed later that like the whole reason he wore the long sweaters all the time is when he turned into this nice Mr. Rogers guy was because he had tattoos. He had. Can
I read the best message ever on this channel?
What?
Jeff is strong, Jesse is beautiful, and they are both drunk.
Accurate.
That comes from Team Jesse. Shout out to Team Jesse.
Team Jesse, I'm also strong. Thank you very much. Not as strong as Jeff, but I'm also strong.
In your own ways.
In like actual real ways too. Don't look at me like that.
That's not true. That's impossible. Search your feelings. Right, you know them to be true. No! Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father.
That'd be really weird if you were my father.
Because I'm only 2 years older than you. So that'd be really impossible.
Yep. Oh wait, sorry, this is important. No, when you were talking about when you had first seen Star Wars, I think you and I might have seen Star Wars for the first time around the same time.
Oh.
Because I saw it when I was around 5-ish. And you saw it when you were around 7-ish.
Well, here's the weird part. I don't know if I've told you this story, but I've told it on the show. I actually was at a family member's house and they had a book. Like it was like a big program or like a storybook of Star Wars. And I remember reading the book a bunch. And then my mom told me to rent the film and I was hooked. Like I know people say, oh, you just do this for YouTube. No, seeing that movie changed a lot of shit, put a lot of stuff into perspective. It was the first movie. Well, the first movie I ever watched on repeat was Dumb and Dumber. But Star Wars was the first movie that I would watch, rewind. we get a 5-day rental. I'd watch it 15 times in 5 days. Like, I really, really love that movie.
I never had that issue with renting Star Wars because we just owned it. We just owned the version
Trilogy.
we owned. It was the VHS version. It was digitally remastered.
The Faces. It's called the Faces version
The
edition.
what?
It's called the Faces edition. It's got Vader, Stormtrooper, and Yoda.
Yeah. That was my version. The face. Okay, so I had the Faces edition. So it had the interview with Lucas in front of it, beginning, but it had this little thing that it did. It was this narrative. It was for those who remember, for those who will never forget, and for those experiencing it for the first time. And it did this little preview, and that I have an emotional response to that every single time. Every time.
I remember that because, okay, I know this is going to be a weird thing to say, but so when I would go to rent, okay, my mom hates Star Wars, or used to hate it, so we didn't own it. She was weird. She would buy me every toy I wanted. You name it, I owned it. But video games and movies were kind of iffy with her. When I got into Star Wars, you got to remember, she's coming from being like, what, 17 or 18 when the movie came out. She hated it. So she's just like, ew, Star Wars. But when I would go to rent Star Wars regularly, I would refuse to rent that edition because I hated to have to fast forward through the Leonard Maltin and George Lucas interview every time. So I'd rent the original release just because I hated that shit. And eventually, when she bought me Star Wars, it was the VHS of the special editions. So that is why I'm okay with some special edition changes, because that's what I grew up watching. But I am one of those people that all versions should exist on Blu-ray in the highest of definitions.
That is accurate. That is accurate. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because people need me. I have a lot of friends and they need me. Oh, Hadass says hello.
To the chat or me?
To you. She says, tell Jeff I say hello and such.
Tell Hadass I'm very happy that she says hello, and I'm just happy in general. And give her one of those. Nick must be drinking or very happy because he's quoting Weird Science.
Okay. Oh, goodness. Oh, Nick.
He was a good guy.
You guys created me. I didn't come from anywhere. Before you started messing around with your computer, I didn't even exist.
Have you seen Weird Science?
I actually have never seen Weird Science. I have seen trailers for Weird Science 1,000 times, and I'm very familiar with the plot, but I've never actually seen it.
Are you aware that it's a comic book movie? Technically, well, here's the thing. Weird Science was an EC comic book. So there was Tales from the Crypt, The Vault of Horror, Shock Suspense Stories, but Weird Science was like that company. It's called EC Comics. So when you watch the movie Weird Science, it says based on the comic book, based on the EC comic book Weird Science. It's not technically adapted from a story, but it's credited as the comic book film.
There's a cool Jeff now who says, your hair looks weird, nerd. Who says, at Nick, you are a nerd. And who says, Weird Science is for dorks. Apparently, cool Jeff is not a nerd.
Well, because he's cool.
Does that mean you're not cool?
I mean, I don't know. I think Cool Jeff loves Funko Pops. So.
So he's gay, is what you're saying.
I have a Funko Pop within arm's reach.
Are you gay?
I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't think so.
We can find out. Have you ever been with a
Are
man?
we gonna base it on what the Funko Pop is?
Maybe. What's the Funko Pop?
You tell me. That's too dark shit. Hold on.
The black man.
Yes. You would never be able to guess it. It's Axel Foley.
It's who? Say, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, Axel Foley.
Still at a loss.
Okay, folks. Thanks for watching Mindless Bullshit episode 2. We'll be back next week, same time, my channel, World Class Bullshitters. And until next time, folks, be excellent to each other.
Are you gonna explain this to me or not?
You don't know who the hell Axel Foley is.
I don't.
Ask Google.
Why did you just fucking tell me? I'm not ashamed to admit what I don't know.
Fine, Beverly Hills Cop. Jesus.
I told you I'd never seen that.
what we say to each other, drunk or not drunk, on these streams, yelling at each other, trying to get our points across, is much different than, it's very Beverly Hills Cop is 10 times is 10 times more important to me than Firefly and all that shit is to you.
You don't know that? You have no
I do.
idea.
It's me.
Cats after Firefly characters. All right, you go down a little tirade. You go just jizz your pants about Beverly Hills Cop. You go pee.
If I owned a fucking horse, it would be called Axel Foley. Okay? I love that shit. My listener.
Rocky, I didn't name him. Anyway, you fucking talk about your little crush on Axel Foley. I'm gonna go pee.
It's not a crush. My listeners send me Japanese laser discs. Awesome shit. I love movies. Funko Pop. See, I respect my audience, Jesse Milestone. I don't dump on them. So there we go. Let's see. Obi-Wan got my movie. Team Jesse is saying good evening, pop culture. Good evening to you, Team Jesse. Tyler, mom and dad are not fighting. They're having a debate. I'm a master debater. She is a cunning linguist. Or maybe it goes the other way. I don't know. I don't know these things. Mongoose, snake. Please don't get a divorce, mom and dad. We're not getting a divorce. We're good. We're good. Everything's fine. There's a fight in the chat between Cool Jeff and Crossbow Indiana with 2 N's. So, hello, Crossbow Indiana. So, press 1 if you've ever seen Beverly Hills Cop. You'll become my favorite listener, even though that doesn't matter to you guys. Yeah, Stone Cold Jeremy, she doesn't know Axel Foley. She clearly doesn't respect me as a person or care about this show. That is why this is the last episode of Mindless Bullshit. There will never be another one. If I show up next week, I've been paid a lot of money to show up on a Jesse stream. Do I think they'll remake Weird Science, Tyler? I hope not. I hope not. It's a great 80s flick. You don't need to remake 80s movies because the sensibilities were different back then. Even Stranger Things is afraid to be an accurate representation of 80s pop culture. Yeah, the song Axel F. Alone is a great song. I wouldn't do this to Jessie because she's my friend, but when I drink, I tend to want to play the songs. So, yeah. Anyway. Which version of Axel F. do you love, Danny? Do you like the original cut? Do you like the 1987 Detroit remix? Do you like the London remix, the Eminem remix, or the 12-inch remix? There's a ton. Do not get me into the Beverly Hills Cop minutia, because it's going to get weird. Yeah, the Jacobite, you're right, dude. That is a deal breaker. If Jesse... I can understand the Axel Foley thing, but if she also hates on Indiana Jones and the Temple... Oh, wait, she does. Yeah, this is our last show, folks. It's our last show. God damn it, Nick. You're just quoting great 80s movies. Now he's quoting European Vacation. Hey, Rusty, you look cool. I feel cool. Passion in life, yes. No bananas in the tailpipe. No, never in the tailpipe. Ah, you're back. Damn it. I was having a good chat.
This is my other kitten. You met Mel. This is Jane. This is
Hello, Jane.
The man they call Jane. He's so cute.
Oh.
He's so... Did I miss any super chats while I was gone?
No, but 2 just popped in. Want me to read them or you got them?
There they go. Obi-Wan 27883 says, Crazy Frog, Axel F or nothing, lol, JK. Okay.
You're wrong. You know what you're doing to me, and I don't like it.
And David Irby says, do you think they should make a what-if show for Star Wars?
Yeah, I would watch that.
Okay. Give us alternate realities of things that could have happened. That
I told you to show respect to David Hervey. Just saying. He's a good dude.
Let's say what?
I was just saying. I told you to be cool to David Hervey. He's a cool dude.
I wasn't disrespectful.
You're so cool, Brewster.
No, look at my kitchen. No, not every draw.
You're not sober anymore.
What?
You're not sober anymore.
No, did I claim to be?
No, I'm just saying you're Rafiki now.
Is that the opposite of sober?
Rafiki's that baboon that lifts up
Yeah, I
Simba
know.
like that?
About the opposite of sober now.
Sure, whatever.
Oh, look, it's Cat Lady Jessie. She's in the chat, and sees
No, she's on screen.
What?
No, she's on screen.
Well, that's true too. I feel like my personalities. I feel like the personalities that are popping into my stream are actually very appropriate to the personalities that are existing in me right now.
So, did we want to talk about anything from Comic-Con this week, or are we just turning this into a catch-all show, or what?
I talked about Marvel on my channel. You talked about Marvel on my channel last night too.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I feel like it's probably been 45 minutes to an hour since we've last discussed Empire versus Jedi, and I just don't have the will to fight anymore. I just want to keep drinking, and then I don't know if I'm going to get my video done.
Sorry. Things. Just say words. Sorry, I have some people in need right now.
Dr. Coffinail says, at Jesse, tell me you have at least seen Shaft from 1971.
Yeah, I watched that in film school.
All right, take a drink.
Isn't that the one that made a new one of? Did they make a new Shaft or did they make a new Superfly? I can't remember.
They made new both, but Shaft just came out this year.
Okay, fuck that. I did not.
It's like
I don't want to see it.
It's like the 5th Shaft movie.
Yeah, no. Which is weird because it's like Shaft was part of the blaxploitation era. Like, wasn't that kind of supposed to be a bad thing that we're not supposed to want to reboot, and like do again? I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well, remember this. Okay, so this new Shaft is I think it's technically a sequel to a remake, which is kind of a continuation. Because say Richard Roundtree is the original Shaft.
Yeah,
and then Samuel Jackson, I think, plays his nephew. And then this new one has Samuel Jackson and his son. A lot of people say how great it is. I'm willing to watch it. I just haven't had the opportunity. I missed Godzilla. I missed Shaft. I wanted to take my mom to go see the Rocket Man movie, the story of Elton John. Didn't have a chance. Been busy. Sorry, guys. Well, wait. Why am I sorry? You guys get all my attention.
Yeah. Be sorry. Sorry. Say a couple more things. There's a thing.
A couple more things. So, folks, by the way, I have a secondary channel. It's called GMPC Good Morning Pop Culture. It's a not an important channel, but it is if you like our PO Box videos or archives of our live streams. So I uploaded the PO Box video today. It's part 1 of like 6 or 7. I need to go back to the PO Box. I probably got a huge cart full of shit that would be pissed off at me of stuff. So part 1, we cover some cool stuff, some comics, some toys, some DVDs, and I've tweeted that out. So follow me on Twitter, and you can check that out. Jesse, I feel like we've come to the end of this stream. We're on what, hour 3?
Almost. We're almost there. This is extended what we did last week too. I was thinking when we said we were gonna do the show, I had this idea that we're like, this is gonna be like a tight like hour and a half kind of like we'll just talk about some shit and just be done and like move on. But this shit drags on. If anyone wants to send any more super, I have a little bit of mead left. So if you want to send any more super chats, so I have a reason to finish it. Please do that now.
Yeah, I got 2/3 of a beer. I'd like to finish as well.
So if you guys want to hook us up, let's get that done. I got a kitten for you, but I think we are probably. Jane came back because he loves you. He loves me as well.
Crossbow, Indiana wants us to go another hour. I couldn't physically do another hour, folks. If you want to hear me annihilated, go back and find my Spider-Man live stream from Friday night. I was gone.
I did watch a little bit of that, and I could tell. I think I sent you a message too. I was like, "Hey Jeff, you drunk?"
You've been drunk with me in person. You tried to choke me out. Didn't work, but
I did. There's photographic evidence. It's adorable.
It's fun, folks. It's like we get to the convention. I see Jeremy. I'm like, oh, hey, man, thanks for coming back, after I blew you off in the hotel room. And there's Anna and Jesse, and they're very nice. And we start talking. I'm like, hey, let's go get lunch. And we start drinking. And as we do, we continue to drink and continue to drink. And then finally, Jesse's like, I want to show you how strong I am. So she tries to choke me out. And she gets a good hold on me. And then I stand up and shake her loose. So And then I beat you in Columbus. That's how it goes.
Because you cheat.
No, I'm not a cheater. I'm an honest man. I'm a nice man.
You're not. You were a scoundrel.
Oh, you like me because I'm a scoundrel.
I happen to like nice men.
Well, I am a nice man. I just said so.
You also missed a the line. It's you like me because I'm a scoundrel. There are no scoundrels in your life.
Right. Well, excuse me. I don't mentally
there
menstruate that.
There aren't enough scoundrels in your life. I'm sorry. You were the one fighting for Empire. You should know this shit.
You're the one who mistook scenes from Empire for scenes from Jedi.
It happened once.
Twice.
Once.
3 times the milestone.
Once. You're just making things up now. You are making.
Yeah, prove it. Prove it.
Please, people, send me your super chats so I can end this stream and not deal with this asshole anymore.
I know. I'm the worst.
The worst.
You could be a little nicer. Shots fired is right, Dr. Coffin Nails. Boom. I fairly or rarely show up on camera, and when I do, it's to give Jesse the finger. There you go.
This is why. Because it's not realistically the reason that the way I convinced Jeff to be on camera was like, we're gonna have disagreements, and you're gonna want to respond when I flip you off all the time. And he was like, "That's
no." Her argument was people need to be able to see you drink. So my audience.
That was today's argument. Today's argument is we're playing the Mindless Entertainment drinking game. We need proof that you will do that. Oh,
we should come up with a world-class bullshitters drinking game, and I can beat you there too.
This is not the drinking game. Is not a competition. It's fun. Why are you so competitive?
It may not be a competition, but I still beat you.
Why? Why is this a competition for you?
It's just life is, and I beat you at every level.
That's false. We have never fenced. I will win at fencing. I will win at running. I will win at climbing mountains. I will win at with men.
I will beat you at weightlifting. I will beat you at drawing. I will beat you at writing. I will beat you at all sorts of.
Not beat me at writing. You will.
I knew that was a sore spot for you. That is why I said it. I knew that was a sore spot for you. That's why I said it.
You will not.
Okay, well, my writing's been heard 26 million times. Just saying.
What does that have to do with anything? The Last Jedi was seen by gajillions of people. Does that make it good?
From a certain point of view.
Oh, really? Really? You're going there.
Don't quote me on that one. Don't quote me on that one.
Oh, okay. Okay, Jeff says because enough people saw The Last Jedi, it must be a little bit good.
That is not what I said at all. It's a shit movie, and I hate it. Don't even question me on that one.
Yeah, but you're trying to use that to back up why you think you're a better writer than me.
I really want this stream to end so I can finish my beer and get back to work. I'm just saying anything to get, to end. I'm trying to get you so mad at me that you just walk off.
I'm giving this 2 more minutes to get super chats for enough drinking, and then I'm quitting.
Yes, I am cray.
Because I cannot deal with this human being anymore. So send me super chats so I can finish drinking and go away and regain my sanity.
How did I puss out for drinking for the whole super chats? James, I will beat you in any drinking competition in America or the world, whatever part of the world you're from. I never pussed out for any drinking.
I didn't realize you were so competitive.
Oh, I'm the worst. I will beat you. I'll try to beat you at everything. I'm like Mr. Perfect, except I don't hit my bubble gum when I spit it out. It's a wrestling reference. I'm not sorry.
All right.
People are saying I should be nice to you.
Yeah, that's right. You're on my goddamn channel. Be nice.
Lo siento, por favor.
I'm surprised those are words in your vocabulary.
Excuse me? Anyway, you got a super chat.
Mongo's big. I can see that I have a super chat. So I don't read it, duh. Mongo's big thing says, here's to a good stream to the fandom menace.
Cheers, fandom menace forever.
I need maybe 2 more super chats and then I'm good. And we have 69 people watching.
Good number.
It's been the 2 minutes I said I would wait before I quit though, so I might be
Has it?
It has been. Really has been.
Hold on, wait a minute.
All right. Emily Freeman says, Eagles, Eagles! Jedi is better. I'm tired. Bye. Thank you, Emily Freeman, my new favorite human. Cheers to you. Guys, press that like button if you haven't. Do that.
Wow, for some reason, I was trying to send in a super chat to end the stream, and it wouldn't let me.
You're trapped forever, but that means so am I, so that's not that great.
I was trying to give you $3 and change.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I'm the worst. Literally.
You are.
So, folks, you can catch me next tomorrow night on the podcast, World Class Bullshitters, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One of these weeks, Jesse, we should have you on to just, you are the fifth bullshitter.
I am. I would love to come on. I absolutely love to come on.
You are a friend of the channel. We can debate, we can yell at each other, we can drink, but at the end of the day, a little bit of respect.
Oh, thank you. That's the thing. If you bring me on your channel, I'm not going to yell at you. I'm just going to yell at Dion the whole time.
I wonder why you would make fun of Dion and yell at him.
Because he has a small penis.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. It went there.
Where did you think it was going to go? Where did you think it was going to go? Thought we were going to talk about American Sign Language again and how great it is?
American Sign Language. I can't even speak right now. American Sign Language is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And, Crossbow Indiana says, stay on for another 20 minutes and I'll give you $50.
That's really tempting. Do we trust him? Do we trust Crossbow?
I will make you a guarantee. If you send in the $50, we'll stay for 20 more minutes. You just got to do it. We're here.
That's right. That's it. That's how it's going to work. If you send us the $50 super chat, you have us guaranteed for 20 more minutes. Otherwise, you can call me a liar to all of the internet.
And you can call me a cheater, even though I'm not.
You are a cheater. But I'm not going to stick around under a false pretense. I've been lied to before. I'm not going to do this. Chaz, I had a dream about you last night, also about sliced bread. Funny enough, the very first video I ever put on my YouTube channel, you can go back and verify this. You can go all the way the fuck back or just sort my videos to oldest first. It is a fake commercial for sliced bread.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. True. All right, Crossbow, Indiana. How about this?
Megatron, don't you dare call me a cheater, bro. Come on now.
You give us a $5 super chat now so we know you're legit. And then if we're still here, you give us the 50. I'm just saying, it's a lot to take on faith. And I have a lot of faith in you, Crossbow Indiana, because you've been a great part of the stream tonight. It's a lot to take on faith that I'm going to stick around for 20 minutes for you.
I'll show some random shit from my collection.
That said, I do have something to lose. I have something to lose if I say I will stick around for 20 more minutes if you give me a $50 super chat, and then you give me a $50 super chat and I bounce. You don't have anything to lose by dicking me over. I have something to lose. So it's up to you, Crossbow. You can send that super chat and you got us for 15, 16 more minutes. Or I'll call your bluff right now.
Let's talk about this film, 1995's Goldeneye, directed by Martin Campbell, who also directed the Green Lantern film.
All right, I'm leaving. Fuck this. I'm done. Crossbow, right. You got like 10 more seconds to get your $50 super chat in if it's real. Otherwise, I'm bored. It has not been 2 minutes since you said 16 minutes, Crossbow. I feel like you're lying to me.
I mean, we could actually do a timestamp and prove him wrong. So, folks, next week, I guess this show will continue. Even though I've quit 3 times tonight,
You what 3 times tonight?
I quit 3 times tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, sorry. Christmas is coming. I thought Christmas only came once a year. Thank you, Crossbow. So, Jesse Milestone, I think it's time to go. David Hervey.
Can't go just yet. David
told you to respect this man. Look at him.
2 questions. 1, which lightsaber battle was better? Empire Strikes Back to Return of the Jedi. Me first, if those Empire Strikes Back was told a better story. 2, what would be your guys' story to make Episode 9 decent? Those are good questions. Might get us.
You go first with your channel. I'll show you some respect.
I'm out of booze unless I get more super chats.
I think it's a good place to end.
Return of the Jedi is the better technical sword fight. It is more fluid. It is more streamlined. And we talked about this earlier in the stream, actually, David. I don't know if you were here for that, where I spoke about how while there's a lot of intense heat and passion in the Empire Strikes Back one, if you actually want to talk about the sword fight in general, the lightsaber battle in general, there's something really beautiful and mature about the Return of the Jedi one, because in Empire, this is the first time Luke faces Vader. This is a boy trying to prove that he's a man. The Return of the Jedi one, this is a man who knows he's a man, challenging his father to assert his own identity independent of that entity.
Yeah. But that. Oh, sorry. You get it. I'll answer. We're not even going to end the. We're not going to decide a winner, right? We're just going to end the stream
on the Empire versus Jedi. I mean, we can like poll the audience a little bit, but
I don't even. I'm watching the end of Return of the Jedi right now. I'm very underwhelmed.
Whatever. You're not really watching. You're part of the stream too.
I swear to God, I don't want to show it because I don't want to get you a copyright strike. But I really am watching it. I got my split screen. Chat, Return of the Jedi. C-3PO is talking to R2-D2. He's like, I decided we shall stay here. So
I'm so glad you care so much about this stream so as to be watching a movie during it.
But I still respect David Hervey. Just saying.
Anyway, so that lightsaber fight for me is the most mature one, is the technically best, and has it's the most fun for me as someone who's very much invested in sword fighting to watch.
I'll say Empire because, well, I can give you a couple of reasons why. First off, the atmosphere, the setting. It's a much more visually appealing lightsaber duel. I will admit Luke flipping around is kind of cool, but Luke flips in both, so there's that if you want to make, well, Luke flipped around and did this cool shit in Return of the Jedi. But visually, also I feel like the stakes are different. Well, that's just a very general statement. But Luke coming up against Darth Vader, and the outcome is more shocking. Like I said, with the trilogy, the story's over. The outcome's kind of predictable. Empire has, maybe from a technical level, Jedi has a more choreographed fight. But I think lightsaber duels aren't about the actual choreography, but they're more about the emotion. And I feel the emotion of Luke, the journey of Luke, more of the journey is completed in that first battle with Vader. It's like a fight or a wrestling match or anything. The rematch is never good as the original. It's a sequel. It's never as good as the original. That first Luke Vader fight has so much meat on it, and you can break it down in so many different ways, and it's so much more visually appealing. Like when Vader teases Luke by using the Force to throw the boxes at Luke. He's just taunting him. Luke's trying to keep up and fight. He cannot, because Vader is a master in the Force and Luke is a novice. And for one moment, when Vader lets his guard down, Luke takes the upper hand. Like I said earlier in the stream, he takes his hand. Boom, right off. And it shows the conviction of Luke Skywalker, because he would rather kill himself than join the dark side. It's, join me and we will rule the galaxy as father and son. And Luke he jumps to his death.
No. See, that's
what happens in the film.
I'm sorry, not to but that's for me one of the reasons why Jedi is the better fight. In a lot of reasons, I've always preferred the fight in Return of the Jedi, even before I started fencing. And one of the moments too that's so much more powerful is, again, in Empire. At that moment, it's Luke trying to deal with and reconcile the information he's just been given. He doesn't know if it's true or not. Like, his heart knows it's true. Like his soul knows it's true, but he's not giving in. But he sorry, I just love that. So, but there's the moment in the Jedi fight though, as proficient and as like pacifist as he goes with "I'll never turn to the dark side," I won't fight you, father, and all of that stuff. And that's why that fight is so good. It's because he does all that. I'll never turn to the dark side. I won't fight you, father. All of that, and then he fucking gives into it, and he fucking goes ham. and cuts off Vader's hand. And that's the moment.
It's just meant to be a
parallel. It's a callback to the cave, and he stares at the dark side of himself. And it's one thing to be the young yuppie faced with evil for the first time and say, no, I'm a good guy.
He wasn't a yuppie. Come on.
Something totally different. It's something totally different to have gone, to have forayed down that path, to stare it in the face, to have embraced it, albeit temporarily, and to say, no, I will not do this. That's why that. That's why that.
You know what? It was nice when Luke was being taunted with the dark side in The Empire Strikes Back when he fought Vader in the cave, and he cut his head off, and the mask exploded, and there's Luke, and he's looking back at himself as the evil Sith Lord. It was done much better in the previous film. I think we're done with the stream, folks.
No, so that's the thing, and this is the reality. This is the end of the day. The end of the stream is.
It is the end of the stream.
But the point is that.
I'm waiting. Let's hear the point.
Fuck you. Is that
that's the point, folks? Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week on my channel, World Class Bullshit.
Excuse me. The end of the debate is that neither Empire nor Jedi are as good without each other.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And
A New Hope is a superior film.
It's part of why A New Hope is my favorite, is because it doesn't need anything else. It's just perfect as it is. Empire and Last Jedi need each other to be because of those moments, because the moment in the cave is what foreshadows the moment cutting the hand off. Like it's all related. It's all connected. The payoffs that I talked about in Jedi aren't as good without the depth you get in Empire. They're all related. They're all interconnected. And that's part of it. Is like when you write Star Wars, this one-off movie that you don't know is going to succeed or fail, and that's the way it is. And then when you go forwards, you know you're writing Empire and Jedi. That's the whole point. Like, you're writing both of those movies. So
the winner is A New Hope, right? That's what you're just saying.
The winner is A New Hope and Han Solo.
All right, cool. Cheers. I'm going to finish this beer and let's go.
All right. I don't believe in Indiana. What's his fuck? Crossbow Indiana. I think he's a liar. I'm saying.
Yeah, but Indiana Jones is just the better trilogy, though. We've already established that.
No, we have not established that at all. You want this stream to go another 3 hours?
I would just leave. I'd be like, sorry, we'll be mid-conversation. Boom.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching the second edition of Mindless Bullshit. I'm sure we'll find something to argue about next week. It's been a pleasure. It's
happened. It's over.
To quote Firefly, this experience has been more than it was very good.
To quote, let's see, what should I quote? Ferris Bueller, it's over, go home. Quote Jeff, fuck off. See you in Las Vegas, folks. It'll be fun.
Maybe we'll do a bonus live stream there.
I don't know if I want to be in the same room as you.
God damn it. Oh, James Moore sent a super chat. Says Crossbow might be a liar, but here you go.
I'm out of booze. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're out? I got a little bit more. I poured just a little bit more. Crossbow
double for me.
3 minutes. I kind of want to call him on his bluff. Just
you know he's not going to do it. So.
I know he's not going to do it. So I'm going to wait 3 minutes and call him a liar. 3 minutes. Come on, Jeff. You got 3 minutes.
I do have 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
To your point, though, no, we don't have. Well, if you're going to go to that meetup on Friday night, then we might have been in the same room one time during the weekend.
I just think, you know what, next week we'll tell people about the fight we had in Chicago. How's that?
Fight in Chicago?
The one after we played $1 Million Butt? The one that I got video of?
What fight?
Talk about it next week.
What was the fight part?
It was during Game of Thrones.
What was the fight?
We'll tell them next week.
I'm lost. Did we fought?
Yeah, or the argument. Well, it's not a physical fight because I win those. You know.
By cheating.
Dirtiest player in the game. Greatest of all time. Jeff X, work life bullshit. Anyway,
James Moore says, "Why are you so vague, man?" Okay. Come on, like what? 3 more minutes, just so I can yell at this guy for being a liar.
I'm waiting.
I'm also waiting.
So, topic: Austin Powers trilogy, good or bad?
Yes.
Fair enough.
New topic on a scale of 1 to drunk. How drunk are you? Ooh, wait. Hold on. Just hold on. I'm curious. I want to take a look at this thing. Hi, kittens. Do I need to feed you? I probably need to feed you. All right. I was going to get something else, but then I got kittens, and now I have kittens. I have kittens. I have kittens. I have kittens.
Kitten minutes.
Anyway, all right. Hold on, just 1 second. This may
it's
not.
Literally 1 minute. This guy's bullshit.
Calm down. Because this is important. Bam. Okay. Oh, James Moore. I have 2 kittens. I have 4 cats. And yes, this is a breathalyzer.
Oh shit! I would love to play around with one of those.
I'll bring it to Vegas. You want to play with it in Vegas?
I really kind of do. We can determine who's drunker that way legally.
Yeah, please clean your mouth with water before it'll be me.
I'll just drink straight Bacardi. Well, they don't make Bacardi 151 anymore. Shit.
Do they not do that?
No, So I watched Tipsy Bartender, and I was watching today's videos. Like, yeah, they canceled Bacardi 151. I'm like, fuck, that was some good stuff.
That's the shit you could light on fire.
Yeah, I'll tell you a Dustin story off air.
Okay, yeah, you keep promising to tell me Dustin stories, and you never do.
The one where he sucked a dick?
What?
I'll tell you that off air.
Okay, see, this is you. You just keep making these promises that you don't keep. Goodness.
Bullshit. What we talk about off air for the 5 minutes that we talk is always fun.
Oh, all 5 minutes. So that was a good stream. Yep. Any idea what you want to talk about next week? Nope. We'll talk about it next week. Bye.
All right. Yeah.
What great friends we are.
We do this for the people.
Uh-huh.
We're like the Beatles. We had a Yoko Ono moment. Our Yoko Ono is Jeremy. Video. So Homeboy is not coming off that $50. So you got lied to.
He's not. But I just got excited about my breathalyzer, so I was going to do that before we call it. No, I was going to stop minutes ago, but then I remembered my breathalyzer. What do you want from me? Beeping at me. How do I do? It says drink water. Clean your mouth with water before using. Abstain from smoking or drinking alcohol for at least 10 minutes. So I won't get an accurate reading. Oh, wait, drink water. I'm not going to abstain for 10 minutes, but, you know. Please insert the provided blow tube into the gas inlet. Done. Press the start key for 2 seconds to turn on the tester. 1, 2. Sensor preheating will be activated for approximately 20 seconds. Weight shows on the display. And then pH flashes for 6 times. And then it starts to count down from 19 to 0. The tester's already been turned on. It shows ALC in the display. Just press once to activate the sensor preheating, blah, blah. After that, blow flashes with beep tone. Okay. Blow. Okay. This is broken. Maybe not, actually. No, actually, maybe not. Maybe it's not. That could be accurate. I feel like it's a lot. Apparently, my blood alcohol is at 1.20%.
You'd be dead. Isn't 0.08 like the legal limit? Well, no, you wouldn't be dead.
Apparently, my blood alcohol percent is 1.20% blood alcohol. I thought that 0.08 was the legal limit, but I'm assuming I life. What is it telling me? It's telling me things.
It's telling you to end this stream.
Yeah, that means I'm dead. Pretty sure that means my blood is all alcohol.
Rest in peace, Jesse Milestone. We hardly knew ye. Summer Nationals is going to be weird next year. I'm going to show up to a fucking fencing tournament and know nobody.
Anyway, all right. Well, we'll have to play with this thing and figure out how it actually works because I'm dead, according to that. I'm like, that's broken. Well, that was fun while it lasted. And we got to demonstrate that Crossbow Indiana is a lying piece of shit. Which I think we all knew beforehand. I was so excited to play with it, and it's broken. Probably actually have to do the not drinking for 10 minutes thing because there's probably too much alcohol in my mouth. And it's like, alcohol in the mouth. All right. I'm over this. Why am I still here? What is happening? All right. Goodbye, Internet.
Toodles.
Thanks for coming. Tune in next time.